your business technology Toshiba Studios.
KHTK AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 11:40 a.m.
Streaming audio at SactownSports.com and the Sactown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sactown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Sure feels like a holiday today, huh? We got Drapes back. Hopefully we'll have something to celebrate here, Kings-wise, before you know it. Drapes, I got to ask you first things first. How you dealing with this heat? Any tips?
Nah, I'm not good, big fella.
Has it been an adjustment for you, being from back east? It doesn't get quite like this, does it? I know it gets hot.
It gets hot. You know, it's more humid back east. It's a different hot. This is the kind of heat where when you're outside, you can feel the sun on your skin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's miserable out there. This is the kind of heat where even if you have a pool, it's like, do you really want to get in it? Yes, but when you come out, I mean, you just got to stay in the pool. You can't just lounge by the pool. This is that kind of heat. So I'm not doing too well, man. Not at all.
It's rough, yeah. I know sometimes if you have your solar or something on, you take a swim, but it's like you're taking a bath.
A bath, yeah.
Like,
and you know, I got a dog, had to take the dog for a walk this morning.
Ooh.
By like 7:30, it's already like 80 degrees out there. And so it's been tough, man. But we got a 4-day weekend coming up.
Yeah.
Me, you, the station. And so I'm just trying to get through these next 4 hours. Maybe we'll have some fireworks before July 4th. But, yeah, that's what's going on right now, man.
Yeah, I missed the window with the dog today. Didn't get out early enough. And then, it's like 8:30. It's like, too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
And then what about at night? Do you do 2 walks a day or no?
No.
Like morning and night?
I have done it. Haven't done it in a while. But it's so hot at night.
It is,
right?
yeah. I did one at like 9 o'clock last night, and it was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my dog, he doesn't do too well in heat, but you know, we got through it. But man, it's miserable out there.
Yeah,
man.
I can tell it's hot when I see the squirrels. They get in the shade and they go spread eagle. And I guess it cools their nuts, so to speak, or I don't know, but maybe that's
what?
That's what they
Did you just say that?
Well, squirrels have nuts. Yeah,
we have family show right here.
That's what they're doing, and it keeps them cool. I think I'm gonna try it someday, but you got to be careful.
All right, it's gone. It's off the. What are we? 2 minutes and 40 seconds in. Squirrels. They eat nuts, right?
Yeah, that's all. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Oh,
Yeah.
those nuts. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes my kids listen to this show, right? You know, we got to keep it clean for the kids out there.
Yeah. Keep it clean and keep it cool. Now, Drapes, how many names do you have now on the Kings big fish list? And let's not get into this guy has this. Yeah, but that guy's better. Just how many names do you actually have on what you consider the big fish list right now? We've got our main 4, right, which we've had.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you in a minute why we need to cross off one of those names.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I got a name that we need to cross off, Kings fans.
Okay.
And it's from a logical standpoint. I'm all about logic. All right, so we got Markanen, LaVine, Kuzma, Ingram.
Right.
Jeremy Grant. Is he on that list?
Are we putting DeRozan on there?
Our boy Mark Spears.
Yep.
He wasn't on the list, but Mark Spears threw him on for us yesterday. Is that 6?
You know, I think that's it. I mean, there's other names, but I love Cam Johnson. I think you like Cam Johnson, but I don't think he's really big fish.
Big fish, yeah.
You
Those 6.
That?
Yeah, those 6.
So who do we cross off now?
Kyle Kuzma.
Ooh.
And here's why, Whitey. For the last 24 hours, I've been thinking about this. How long have we been rumored in on Kyle Kuzma?
Has it been like 3 years?
Right. Why hasn't it gotten done? If Kuzma's the guy, why has it not gotten done?
Did you hear what Sam Amick had to say about that today on the station?
No, what did he say?
He said his sense is there's a split in the room on Kuzma.
In the Kings room, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And I just, it came to my thought process the last 24, 36 hours. We've been talking about Kyle Kuzma forever. Either A, Washington's not going to trade him, or B, the Kings' interest isn't all what we thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to imagine, at this point, something would have got done. This is a guy we've been talking about for a couple of years now, it seems like.
Sam also said today that he was hearing Kuzma's name a lot on draft night.
Draft night, too.
Here's Sam Amick on with Carmichael, Dave, and J. Ross today.
Kyle Kuzma on draft night was loud enough that, we always like to talk about the media component. Myself and our Wizards beat writer, we just for fun, we had a news story that we wrote just to have it ready, just in case, which we don't normally do unless we think it's real. And then later found out it wasn't really that close at all. Cam Johnson's been a name. Now it's more Lauri Markkanen and Brandon Ingram, which, as of last night, I definitely would push towards the don't see them happening.
So that was Sam today.
There it is. There it is. I just, and I know last week the draft and everything, but the Kings' assets haven't changed any. The offer is the offer. Unless you buckle down and throw in an extra first-round pick or a Keegan Murray, what else you got to offer if you're Monte McNair? It doesn't make sense that deal has not gotten done yet. And so that's why I'm crossing Kyle Kuzma off the list. I could be totally wrong. Washington could wake up tomorrow, have a change of heart, and say, yeah, let's move off Kuzma. Monty could wake up tomorrow and give him a Godfather offer, 2 or 3 first-round picks or something like that. But these guys have been dancing for a long time. Mm-hmm. You know what it's like, Whitey? You know what it's like.
We go to the club.
Yeah, we go into relationships.
Okay.
It's like waiting for the marriage proposal year after year. Oh. Eventually, you just got to say, you know what? That proposal's never going to come.
You got to say, put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it. I'm going to go look elsewhere. And either the Wizards or Monty, I think that's where we're at right now. So I'm crossing Kyle Kuzma off my list.
I crossed him off the list.
You got him off the list?
Crossed him off.
I like that.
The only reason I could see how we might revisit that, Brendan had a theory yesterday. Brendan Nunes came in yesterday. Yeah. His theory is that maybe the Kings have something that they could do like that, but they're trying to see if they can get anything bigger done, and then that's their fallback. Now, I don't know if that's true. It's an interesting theory. I mean, maybe if Kuzma is your fallback, but I'm with you. It looks like right now, and to Sam's point, it looks like the Kings have just ultimately decided, no, not going to do it for us.
Right. And that's, and Brendan may be right, but if you're Washington, are you just sitting around waiting? Like, why isn't San Antonio picking up that phone and offering a Keldon Johnson package and 3 first-rounders? Kyle Kuzma, Devin Vassell, Chris Paul, and Victor Wembanyama. That sounds like a nice little team to me. And so I don't think that one's in the back pocket. It would be nice if it is, but if so, it's been in the back pocket for a while now, and and if it was in the back pocket, Whitey, and who knows, maybe Washington is high on Devin Carter. I don't know. But you would think one of the assets used to get Kuzma would have been that number 13 pick and whoever you draft.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like there's so much smoke around Kuzma, and it's been that way. At some point, you just got to realize there's no fire there.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people thought that's what was going to happen on draft night. It's going to be 13 and whatever for Kuzma.
And it for some reason, it did not happen. And I just don't know where Monty goes from here. I'm getting frustrated, to be honest with you. I'm at the grocery store today talking to Kings fans. Drapes, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I will say all the names on your list are still available, and we're not the only franchise frustrated right now. The Lakers are frustrated out there. Memphis is frustrated. People want the Grizzlies to go out there and do something. And so there are a number of franchises that, we're sort of in this holding pattern right now.
The discouraging thing is that there's smaller fish, if you will, that are being plucked out of the stream, and the Kings seem so focused on the bigger move, the bigger fish, that by the time they say, all right, we got that, let's see what smaller fish we can get, the stream will be empty.
Right.
All these guys, and a lot of them that we think would be good fits for the Kings, signing already.
Yeah, and the problem with the Kings, that they're waiting for that marriage proposal while all these other potential mates are being snatched up. And then all of a sudden you look in the club and everybody's booed up and you don't have anybody left to dance with. And so fortunately for them, all those names are still right there.
This isn't true. Compio says Draper bothering shoppers at Rayleigh's.
Come on, man. I was at Rayleigh's today, but guess who I saw at Rayleigh's today?
Who's that?
Sign lady and sign man.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yes. They were at Rayleigh's in my hood. I'm like, what are y'all doing here?
The Rusts, right?
Yes. And we chopped it up. And,
long time. Yeah. Obviously, Kings fans
long time.
Yeah.
It's funny, though. I don't know if they listen to the show or not, but they were bummed about the Davion and Sasha trade. They got signs for everybody. And I'm like, did you even get a chance to use the Sasha sign? They're like, yeah, maybe once or twice, but when he comes back, we'll use it again. And it's a pretty cool sign. It's like they go through all the hard work of getting a Sasha sign and can barely see the guy play.
I think the signs are suggesting that the Zach LaVine thing's not going to happen. And maybe that's one that's
I think that's the one that's in the pocket.
Really?
I think that's the one that's in the pocket.
It's like, we'll revisit that if we have to.
Because he's not going anywhere.
Right.
The market is cold on him. You can pull that card anytime you need be. That's the one I think that's in the pocket. The Kyle Kuzma, I feel like if Washington put it out there, he's available, there would be several teams. Shoot, the Lakers might even be interested in Kyle Kuzma. You know who else might? The group down I-80. Golden State might be interested in a Kyle Kuzma. And so I think, the price for Kuzma is higher, obviously, than Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine is on the bargain basement discount shelf. That'll be there. Nobody's going down there to grab that. Kyle Kuzma, I think they would grab.
Yeah, he's in the dollar store at this point.
Right.
He's not even in the bargain shelf.
I'd take that dollar store, though. I'd buy him.
Yeah,
I'd buy him in a heartbeat.
And who was it? Was it Bobby Marks suggesting that there's no market for him and they might have to attach a pick to get somebody to
Zach LaVine and a pick from Chicago who's going to be bad for the next 5 years or so? That's a no-brainer. I understand the financial implications. I get it. That's the only thing that would concern me, and obviously the injury. But from a basketball standpoint, Zach LaVine would be perfect for us.
So what big fish are still swimming around beneath the King's pole? We're back with that. Drive Guys. Hey, Drapes is back today. Sactown Sports.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Snatched the Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
18 number ones.
What was I thinking about?
Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart and more, plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
July 4th savings explode at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates. $12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price. July 4th savings up to $12,000 off Silverado exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Must trade in 2010 model Euro or newer and 73124.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Thanks for being with us as we get ready for hopefully Kings fireworks and certainly 4th of July fireworks. Grapes is back today. Brendan was in yesterday. Brendan just texted me. He said, I checked, and Devin Carter will be out for the Vegas Summer League also. So Devin Carter missing the California Classic and not participating in Summer League.
That hurts. I mean, who do we have? Keon, maybe?
We got 2 teams, so we must have somebody.
Didn't they just sign 2 players to 2-way contracts today?
Yeah, they signed a couple of guys. They announced that. Isaiah Crawford and Isaac Jones. So a couple of rookies that we'll be able to get to see. I was looking at the Charlotte Hornets Summer League roster because I'm trying to figure out which big names will be in Sacramento for the California Classic. You got Nick Smith. Brandon Miller.
Really?
Yeah, he's on there. I don't know if he'll be at the California Classic. He's on their Summer League roster, so that's a team that'll play in Sacramento. Who else is in Sacramento? San Antonio is in Sacramento. Who did they just draft?
Stephon Castle.
Castle.
And they traded the other.
Yeah, and they traded
the
my guy Dillingham. Yeah, so there's a couple of players that'll be, but Bronny and them, Dalton Connect, they'll be in San Francisco at Chase Center.
What do you think of this idea? Since LeBron started his career in Sacramento, of course, we don't know for sure when Bronny's going to first play, but the NBA should schedule the Lakers to open at Sacramento, right?
And maybe Bronny plays.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That to be here.
That would be cool, and that's a great idea. If you were commissioner, that would happen. Lakers playing opening night though. Yeah, they're going to play at Boston or some other. But no, I'd never even thought of that. That would be a good move.
Yeah, of course, it would probably mean if he played that. Well, either the Kings were way ahead or the Lakers were way ahead.
Right, that's what I was wondering.
Be sure he rotation.
Right. Is he going to be on the G League squad for the Lakers? But I'm happy for Bronny. I can't wait to watch him.
Yeah,
to be honest with you,
Drapes. I'm getting confused here because of the guys left on the list, and it's not just our list, unless there are guys that we're not even talking about. But it's getting harder and harder to imagine how any of them actually end up coming here, right? Isn't that basically what you're saying as you speak to your frustration?
I think so, because here's why. The package is the package, Whitey. What more can we offer? Are we including more first-round picks? Are we including Keegan Murray? The Toyota Corolla LE package has been there since February. You know what I mean? It's been sitting on the lot. You ever go to Sierra College, the car sale that they have up there on weekends?
I haven't gone up there.
Check it out sometime. Yeah. If you're in the market for a car, go check them out. It's the same car week after week after week that's sitting there. Now, you may want to throw some new rims on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Maybe a warranty you could throw on it. That's where we're at with our package right now. We know what the Kings have to offer, and we're pretty sure that Monty has offered that. How do you get the deal done? Do you sweeten it with first-round picks? Something got to get done, Whitey. I'm just frustrated, man. It's scaring me. It's not only frustrating, I'm almost at the point of being worried nothing will get done.
Yesterday we had Dave came on with us at one point, Alan came on, Chris came on, and J. Ross came on. So we had kind of a different time.
On the show?
We just got everybody's
Dave
views.
was on there?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, everybody's views of what do you think, what's going to happen, what do you hope will happen. Dave had one of the more interesting takes. He was like, I don't want any of those guys, which was really interesting.
The guys we just saw?
Yes. He said, I don't want any of them because they don't really get me closer to a championship. But here's my answer to that. There's something that's a little frightening about each one of these guys, right?
Yes.
In terms of the salary or injury history or what it does to Keegan or whatever. There's risk involved. But to me, signing any one of those guys, it doesn't scare me as much as the thought of not signing anybody.
Right. You got to do something.
That's the scariest thought of all.
I mean, and I understand Dave saying they don't move you closer to the championship. But what other players can we get that can actually move us closer to the championship? I don't know of any. I don't know of it unless you're getting Tatum or Jaylen Brown or something like that. Like, these are the best of the best that's available right now.
You're clearly committed as an organization to this core.
Yes.
So you're obligated to do whatever you can to get the most out of this core, even though you can look at it right now and go, I don't know if this core compares to some of the other better teams. Well, this is your core, and you're committed to maximizing it.
Right.
Where that gets you, we'll see.
Right. Exactly. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if Dallas thought they were finals contenders when they made, like, the P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford moves. No offense, but all the players on our list are better than those two guys, but you add in a little something extra, and it changes the dynamic of your team. And then, as we know, you got to get a little lucky, too. You got to get a little hot. And so we're trying to push the ball forward, move forward. All those guys make the Kings a better team. There's no doubt about that. Do they make them finals favorites? Maybe not. But at least now we're in the conversation. You know, and I don't know what else we can do, Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a free agent. We're not getting no free agents. Dude, we missed out on Najee Marshall and some of these other guys.
Dallas.
Dallas got them all. You know, Derrick Jones Jr., going places to the Clippers. And so we are at a point where, because we're a small market team, because we're not a free agent destination, our main way of getting things done is draft, well, our draft picks aren't going to be that great unless, we're not going to have a lottery pick, top 5 pick, or trades. And so now's the time, I think, to strike, man.
There's one other way in addition to that, of course. That's the internal development.
Ooh, okay.
And that's one of the things organizations always talk about, but it's really hard. And everyone talks about we got to develop our own stars, and everyone tries to do it. And it really depends more on how good the guy is when you get him than on what you do once you get him.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we have any stars to develop? Like, are we confident in that Keegan can become an alpha,
we'll see.
A leading man?
I will say Keon Ellis is a real triumph primarily for him, but also for the player development.
You know what? Let me say this, Whitey, and this may be controversial to Kings.
Controversial take coming.
I may get in trouble with this. What I've seen when you talk about developing stars, I come from Boston. We all know that. 11 years. I was there when they drafted Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Those guys had early moments in their career where you could tell they were destined for stardom. Jaylen Brown, look at his numbers, people. Better every single year. Jason Tatum, first or second year, had a signature play against LeBron James, dunked on him in Game 7, forced LeBron and the Cavs into a Game 7. Those guys, we saw the hunger, the desire, the passion, the fight to be great. We knew they were on a trajectory for that. Now, if we're going to let Keegan Murray develop, then I almost kind of think we got to turn the keys over to him. Like, let him don't pick up a Kuzma. Don't pick up an Ingram, because those guys will come in and sort of stifle Keegan and what he could become.
That's why Cam Johnson is a really good fit.
Yes, you've been on that. You've been on that for a week or two now, a couple of weeks.
A year.
A year. No, I'm with you on that. And that's why I've also said I'm not high on the Ingram or Kuzma or anybody. I like a John Collins. I like a Bobby Portis, because I don't think those guys take away offensively what Keegan can become. The pecking order is still the same for Keegan Murray.
By the way, I just want to clarify something. Brendan Noon is such a good guy. He just texted me with the Summer League information on Devin Carter, and he had actually checked with Sean Cunningham, who broke the story. So when Brendan texted me, he said, I checked with Sean. And when I mentioned that a minute ago, I didn't mention Sean. And Brendan texted me back, says, I got that from Sean. I don't want to make anyone think I'm trying to take credit for it. So just so you know, that's what a nice guy, huh? What a nice guy.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give him a free piece of advice, though. I'm going to give him can I do this, Whitey?
Yeah.
He's my guy. He's our guy, our station guy. Don't text Sean Cunningham. Dude, text Shannon. Text Mike Brown. Text somebody in New York. We're not, no offense. Sean Cunningham is not going to, confirm reports for us. We go to the top, big fella.
All right.
So I'm just saying, Brendan, next time, hey, Shannon, Sean tweeted this out. Is this true? Bam. Yes, that's true.
Gotcha.
Something like that.
Gotcha. I just I didn't want him to be uncomfortable.
Sean Cunningham.
Sean Cunningham's had some tidbits this week. It's interesting. He had the Ingram story first, right? The Kings are talking to Ingram. And then it's funny. We tend to overreact to all these little tidbits, because then it came out that, who was it, said, yes, and it was correct. Sean was correct. But it came out that they've had exploratory talks. And that's why I get confused when I see what our buddy Mark Spears yesterday, when he said the Kings are dark horses on DeMar DeRozan. Does that mean they don't have a chance? I mean, a dark horse means you probably ain't going to get anything done. So
yeah, dark horse is like lottery pit, like sleeper, But I was thinking about this as I was driving in, Whitey, and maybe I'm on one today. Maybe I'm being negative Nelly or something like that.
We're frustrated.
No, I am frustrated, but I feel like there's a lot of, how should I put I don't want to say irresponsible journalism going on, but I think there's a lot of media members who like to throw chum in the water, if you will. It's our guy, Mark Spears is our guy. Dark horse, dude, I could say that about anybody. Like, who's going to fact check him on that? Who's going to be like, and so Sean Cunningham with the Ingram stuff. I just feel like, especially on social media, there's a lot of people saying a lot of things right now without any real sources or vetting. I don't know. It's chumming the water for the fans, man. And I think people are, giving them more and more of that. And it might not be true. It might not be accurate.
By the way, G Funk asking, that pillow in the back looks like Nicolas Cage's face. Yeah, I'll turn it around for you. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It is, but if you don't like it, we'll move it. It's fine. Yeah.
I'm glad you sit over there. That corner is an eyesore.
It's a health hazard.
You know what it is?
Dave's little corner.
It's the corner of mediocrity. You know what I mean? No offense to DeMarcus Cousins. He's my guy. Yeah, I like DeMarcus.
And that's his shoe.
His shoe. But outside of that, what is that? You got Black Panther.
Broken.
There's a Maloof bobblehead where his arm has been ripped off.
A couple of broken bobbleheads.
You got some Oakland A's. I don't know who they are over there. Who's that?
I think it's
Zito
Mulder.
Yeah.
Zito and Mulder and all those guys. Yeah. Okay.
I think there's a book over there from the Freezing Cold Takes guy.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, we got to get current. Shoot. Whitey, show it to the camera. Look what kind that is.
Kirkland.
Ibuprofen. There you go.
How do you do it?
He got the Kirkland. Don't spend the extra 75 cents. He get the Tylenol or Advil or whatever. He got the Kirkland ibuprofen. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, we got to take a timeout. When we come back, the Bulls are fans of Kevin Huerter. Is that a thing? Next with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports. Well, squirrels have nuts.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting, endless waves crashing on a beach, kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere, certainly not in California, not even one piece. Good news, if we work together, we will change it all. Clean California, zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Coach Doug Christie here to let you know it's the 4th of July Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford. All your favorite models are on sale. Get zero down deals on approval of credit right now. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Slash presents Serpent Festival, a celebration of the blues. Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley, starring Slash, Warren Haynes Band, Samantha Fish, and Eric Gales. It's gonna be a steep climb. Don't miss an all-star night of blues, Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Serpent Festival.
Tune in to Sactown Sports now through July 9th for coverage of the California Classic. All the latest basketball news brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash, proud partners of the Sacramento Kings. Visit your nearest Quick Quack Car Wash today.
Hey, what's up? Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I've had my new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV for about 6 months now, and it's still the best car driving experience that I've ever had. And I got some news for you. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton doesn't just have cars or SUVs. They also have Sprinter vans, and they have special rates starting at 4.9% APR and an $8,000 discount on over 30 vans in stock. So head on down there right now to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and check out their new Sprinter vans. Just a short drive right off the 5 in Stockton.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Before we get back to Kevin Huerter and the Bulls and whether that's a thing or not, Drapes, I got to ask you about something that happened yesterday in your absence that buckled me, and I know a lot of people listening. We had Brendan in, and Brendan's a wonderful guy. And
that's our
Kings.
guy. Yeah.
He's one of these young guys. We were talking about Devin Carter.
Yes.
Devin Carter at his media conference, which Brendan attended. Devin Carter said, I lived in Roseville for a year. Which, okay.
Yeah.
Brendan says, boy, if I lived somewhere when I was 14 for a year, I wouldn't even remember the name of the city. And me and Simone and people on the chat were going,
what?
Wait, what?
What?
He goes, I don't even know if I'd remember. So I said, all right, Brendan, who was your 6th grade teacher?
Didn't remember.
He said, it was my favorite teacher too. I remember the guy. I used to go visit him. Can you believe that? So as Compio was asking, hey, did Brendan ever remember the name of his teacher?
What that was about?
Yeah, it's even worse than that, Compio, because Brendan last night, he texted Simone and I, and he said, I remember it's Mr. Laraway. Then he texted, no, that was 5th grade. Mrs. Hoshino for 6th. LOL, now it's all coming back. Did you remember your 6th grade teacher? You probably...
I had multiple.
Okay.
We moved around.
Yeah.
Spanish teacher, English teacher, math teacher. Like it was
like a almost junior high.
Yeah, like an almost junior high. Yeah.
So. I was surprised. That's how my school was too. It was like K through 4, you had one teacher that you went to every day, and then after 5th grade, it's like you go to
move around.
You move to different classes. I was surprised that you had one teacher for all of.
I think for the most part around here, it was K through 6, and then 7th grade on, you have
really
different periods. But
so now I think it's K through 5.
Oh yeah,
because my daughter just started middle school. She just finished 6th grade, and she's got Ryan Williams Art, his wife, right. Miss Williams, is her history teacher. Okay. So
all right.
So it was it broke up into subjects now.
So we were a little surprised that he was like, hey, and then eventually he came up with it. Compio. Eventually he got it.
The problem with Brendan and not knowing that. 6th grade was like 10 years ago. You know what I mean?
9.
Like like, seriously, like
not like going back 50
right.
years
It's like ours, we're going back 40, 50 years or whatever. It's a little different.
Yeah, but he's been focused on what's going on with the Kings. That's where all his brain power and attention is going.
He's been busy.
I was in 6th grade before the last decade, so it's not.
When were you in 6th grade, Kyle?
Let me think how old I was.
Oh, how old are you now?
Well, now I'm 23. So let me think.
I do have shirts older than you. I know Whitey does. He's worn them on the
all
show.
The time.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you were born in the 2000s.
That is correct.
Like cell phones were a thing when you were born, basically. Computers.
I am the last generation of people who remember a pre-YouTube world.
Ryan Williams Art says, "You're welcome, Drapes. She passed. Does that mean your daughter moves on, or does that mean his wife died? What is she passed?" I assume that's good news, right?
I think,
it's good.
She gave my daughter a good grade. Yes,
okay,
yes.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Scared me, Ryan Williams Art.
I'm glad he's listening, though. He's been quiet lately, so I don't have to be nice to him anymore either. That's what he says. That's funny.
Kevin Huerter. Did you see this? This is from our guy, KC.
Yeah, I saw this.
And he was writing today about what Mark Spear said. He acted like, boy, that's news to me. It's always interesting. I've learned, beat writers say, always pay attention to the beat writers. They're the ones that who know.
They're the ones on top.
But in this case, the beat writer said, I didn't know about that. Interesting. He said, the Bulls are fans of Kevin Huerter. So I think he said a situation worth monitoring, which, again, that's something we know about all these teams. I'm going to monitor it.
Right.
But do you think there's something there? Is that a key to the Kings getting something done with one of these players? The Bulls fans of Kevin Huerter, which we also heard around the deadline.
Kevin Huerter.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not buying that too much. I mean, if you're the Bulls, you get something for nothing, basically. Like, DeMar is going to leave no matter what. And so I guess you get something.
This could also be a Zach LaVine thing, too, though.
Maybe. It could be a Zach LaVine thing. Well, here's the thing, though. If you're DeMar DeRozan, you're a free agent. And what kind of deal are we talking about for him? 18, 20 million a year?
Yeah, maybe about, something similar to Harden's deal, because they're about the same age.
Why would he choose Sacramento over somebody closer to a championship?
The only reason would be if the Bulls said, look, you're free, you can go wherever you want. But if you want us to pay you more money through a sign and trade, then this is the team we want to do it with because they're giving us more back. I'm not saying that's the be all end all, but that would be an answer to your question. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I'm trying to figure out the sign and trade rules nowadays, because most of the sign and trades don't involve players going back to the other team.
Yeah, like the Warriors got 2 seconds?
2 seconds for the Klay Thompson deal. And so,
you know
what I mean?
Yeah,
I need to study up on, because I thought the league changed the rules so that you couldn't circumvent it and do sign and trades that way. Like it just, I need to study that. I'm not familiar 100%. I love DeMar DeRozan as a player. I think he would be awesome.
He's 34 now?
34. Different kind of style than we play too, right?
Mid-range master.
Mid-range master. But and he likes the ball in his hands too. Let's keep it real. And it goes back to what I've been mentioning, the last 2 months. Our offense needs to change. If you bring in a DeMar DeRozan, you can't run the same kind of offense, Domas, point Domas. That doesn't work with DeMar. He's not an off-the-ball, coming off screens, firing up three. He's a one-on-one, get in his bag, get to his spot, and hit you. And so it doesn't sound like a good fit for me. For him to come to Sacramento.
Yeah. Now, we know that if he's a free agent, he could choose where he goes, but the Kings would only be able to offer him, according to Keith Smith, they don't even have the full mid-level. His projection,
that's what I'm saying.
Is 9 for them.
Right.
And maybe they can alter that depending on some roster maneuvering, but he has them at 9. So, and I believe DeMar DeRozan has made it clear he didn't want to go anywhere.
He could have went to the Lakers
for the full mid-level. The Kings can't even offer that.
Yeah,
so
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense to me. And, unless he's willing to take less, but then there are many of other suitors, I think, that would try and sign him. I go to Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
You look at their situation to play alongside Steph Curry in that system, Draymond Green, one of the best passers at that position in the league. And so, the name sounds sexy and great. There's a reason why Mark Spears called him a dark horse. Like they're they're like way low compared to some of the other teams that are out there, I think.
I wonder if we knew the truth, what we would consider them for any of these guys. Like, are they a dark horse for Markanen or Ingram? Or I think I saw, didn't someone say they're among the favorites? I think it was Jake Fisher.
For Ingram, right?
Ingram?
Yeah. What's the holdup then, Whitey?
Mm-hmm.
What is the freaking holdup? Like, if I'm Monty McNair, and hopefully he's not trying to be cheap in terms of assets, Monty, get it done. All right, if it's going to take 2 first-round picks. The thing about Brandon Ingram, though, and we talked the other way last week about this, the Pascal Siakam thing. What if they are still afraid to give up assets for a 1-year rental?
I think they should be.
Yes, and I agree with you. Like, the odds of Ingram re-signing in Sac just don't seem great to me. I don't know. That's just me. And so you're not giving up 2 first-round picks or whatever it's going to take. It just doesn't make smart business sense to do something like that.
Remember when we talked to the caller who was a stagecoach?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that Ramiz?
Was that him?
I think it was Ramiz.
It might have been him.
Ramiz joining us now at Sactown Sports. Hello, Ramiz. How are you?
What's up, Jace? What's up, Whitey, man? How you guys doing today?
Good.
Was that you on the stagecoach last time?
I don't remember, man. I call all the time. But you guys let me go because I was using inappropriate language. But
Oh, yeah, I remember
I'm
that.
like Drapes, man. Like, Monty's not being aggressive, man. I don't want nothing to do with DeMar DeRozan, man. He's like 35 years old.
He is.
Like, come on, let's do something, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, what was the last trade we did was the Sabonis for Halliburton, right? It was a big trade. But when was the last time we actually traded a lot of assets to get like a big time? We haven't done that. We've never done that. Like we trade for C Webb. We had to trade Rich Richmond, right?
Yep.
We haven't done something like that big, but let's do something big. I give a 4 or 5 first rounders to go after to Markannen or go get Van Ingram. But I'm not trading Keegan Murray. I'm not doing that. And like I know I pivoted, Julius Randle. No one's talking about Randle. He may be available, but it's just like. Now, I'm like, every day I'm checking hoopsite.com. I'm checking everything. Are we doing anything? And then Sam Amick just broke my heart this morning saying it's unlikely the Kings are going after Markanen or Van Ingram, and I don't think the Kings are going to stay packed. We can't run with the same team we did last year. This is only a 48-win team. And then now I'm getting irritated because, look, we traded off night. We traded Sasha for nothing. I know it's cap space, but I don't know that kid McDaniels is going to be good or not, man. It's just frustrating. Let's go do something, man.
Got you, Ramiz. Thank you. By the way, it was not Ramiz who was on the stage.
Oh, all right.
Thank you, Ramiz, who speaks for, as we've said before, speaks for a lot of people right now. Let's do something.
I'm with you because, I mean, the players that we're all talking about are there supposedly for the taking. What's the holdup in getting it done? I forgot who was it. Sam that said about Kuzma. There's differing opinions on Kuzma.
Split room
on Kyle Kuzma. Well, if the room is still split on Kuzma after all these years, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
You know the one player who the room isn't split on, and we know 100% for sure? Zach LaVine, because they tried to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing about Zach LaVine, and I'll say this.
I think they may be a split room on him. But
You
go
think
ahead.
But here's the thing, Whitey. If you traded for Zach LaVine or signed the offer sheet years back, and he came here, eventually you would have to pay him the kind of contract that he's on right now. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, if you would have traded for him or signed him a few years ago when they offered the offer sheet for him, he would have been up for another contract and extension. We would have gave him $40 million a year. Why are we now worried about taking in the $40 million? And I understand the cap implications, resigning your own guy versus not. But from a basketball standpoint, we know this organization has been high on Zach LaVine. We know Monty McNair has been high on Zach LaVine. And maybe what we're seeing too, and I was listening to Sirius XM earlier about this, the cap and the new aprons and all that are really scaring teams off.
Well, it sounds like from what Bobby Marks was saying, nobody wants Zach LaVine. Like no market for him.
I think it's just the contract, really. Teams are leery of the aprons and being unable to do much, flexibility after a trade like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in on him, though. I need something to happen.
Does Miles Bridges need to be on our list?
Some fans think so. Some don't.
I'm out on Miles Bridges.
You're
we
out?
had that discussion yesterday. I get it, but I'm out.
Was it Brendan Nunez, our guy? He tweeted about him. And did you guys talk about him yesterday?
We did talk about him yesterday.
He's out also, I believe, just because of the baggage.
We got
that
into a
comes
little
along.
bit with a caller or two, but, because I get it. It's very polarizing. So far, we haven't heard anything linking him and the Kings.
Not yet.
When we come right back, as if Kings fans needed another reason to despise the Warriors. Have you heard who they're after in the sign and trade next for the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports?
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh, my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS has raised the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes in recent years. This hits hard if you're behind on your taxes. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. If you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow, and it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to SacLegalDefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
The PGA club fitters at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio know that golf should be fun. They also know that players of all abilities will hit the ball farther and straighter, play better golf, shoot lower scores, and have more fun if they get fitted before they purchase golf clubs. Hagen Oaks delivers the same technology and major brands used to fit PGA and LPGA professionals. See how the game can be even more fun. Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Lead generation is one of the most important aspects of any marketing campaign. Let us help you identify your target audience and market your products or services to them. Go to aimyourdigital.com today. aimyourdigital.com.
Hey, California. Sellathon means big savings. Sellathon means great selection. Sellathon means 6 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through July 8th and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport, with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E, with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford 4th of July Sellathon. That means choices. Whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric, now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end July 8th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Here's a really interesting opinion that I know is not going to be especially popular. Thank you for your participation today. Lots of wonderful suggestions, ideas, and we feel the frustration here. Urban Land Economics student says being slightly better is not worth big moves. We got to tank another year. I don't know about another year because I haven't been tanking, but to me, that's door number 3. You know, you can kind of stay where you are. You can go all in on something, help you get better. Or door number 3 would be, it's tank because there's a big draft coming. That's just not, you could argue for it, but I just don't think it's an option.
It's not an option.
Tearing down everything you've built over the last couple of years.
Let me ask you this, though.
It's an interesting thought, though.
It is an interesting thought. And as I look at the Sacramento Kings' future draft picks, the one they owe the Atlanta Hawks. Next year, it's top 12 protected in what is arguably a deep draft.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the Kings, and I don't think Vivek would go for this. I'm not saying, I'm just throwing this out there just to start a conversation. If you miss the playoffs next season and have a top 12 pick and arguably one of the most deepest drafts in recent memory, is that such a bad thing?
No, but it would be very painful to get to that point.
It would be painful to get to that point, and I wonder if this is what our guy on YouTube is talking about. When he says tank one more year, I don't know about tank. That's the wrong word. Urban land economics student, but now you may be, because we talked about draft and developing. Now you arguably have another young franchise player that you can build around.
But you'd either have to trade away your best players or you'd have to sit them down. There's no way you finish with a top 12 pick, right? If you're playing.
We were 13 this year. Whitey.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't that far off from having the number 12 overall pick. I'm just spitballing it. I'm not saying that's what we should do. But, I wonder if that's something to think about. It's like we want this pick to Atlanta to convey, but dang, it's probably going to convey in 2025. That's the worst year that you want to give away a first-round pick, And so, I'm just reacting to what Urban had to say. Maybe there's some thought of that. I don't know.
No, I know it makes sense, but I just think business-wise,
you
can't do it. Your fan base is already really frustrated, and they're expecting big things this year. And that's on you because you built those, not on you, but it's on the organization.
Yeah.
And if you were to go, you know what, never mind, and pull the rug out, you'd do a tremendous amount of damage to that relationship you have with the fans.
And plus, what would happen if you have this season that they not necessarily tank, but have a disappointing season, end up in the lottery, whatever, and then you go to the negotiating table with De'Aaron Fox and say, hey, I know we missed the playoffs 2 years in a row, but here you should come back and build a future here.
Yeah, and I'll say, what does that signal to De'Aaron Fox, who's up for the extension eligible, Domantas Sabonis? It's not a good way to do business. I'm just reacting, like I said, to Urban's YouTube comment, but it's something to think about.
It is. It reminds me of where Danny Ainge is right now. Danny Ainge has some talent they've assembled there, but it looks like, we'll talk to Tony Jones about this when he joins us. It looks like Danny Ainge may be looking at this year and saying, let's hold off another year, because if we go through the motions, whatever, we try to make sure that we have the best draft position, then in that 2025 draft, we could end up with a guy and we'll build around him.
Right. And here's the thing. The fact that the Kings don't have that 2025 first round pick, I think will hold them back from doing some of these major.
It already is, yeah. It's already a big.
I'm looking at Golden State. Man, theirs is going to Portland next year if it's not top one protected. If it's not number one overall, Golden State's pick next year goes to Portland. Then it also 2026 goes to Portland also. I mean, I'm just looking at teams and their draft picks in the coming years.
What they get from Portland? All I can think of is
I think that was this last year's draft, because the 14 pick originally, the Warriors pick was with Portland. What I'm seeing, the Warriors have their first round pick next year.
You're seeing that? I'm on Spotrac.
I'm on Pro Sports Transactions, which just is a website that follows where the picks belong to. So it's really funny, but it took like 4 trades to get there. But it was originally the Andre Iguodala trade. Yeah. It went to Memphis and then to Boston, and then in the holiday trade, it went to Portland. But
that's right. Anthony Slater broke that down for us.
It's a crazy trade. But I look at a team like Utah and how many picks they have coming up. It's
they're playing this out for the long. They're planning for the long term.
The long play.
They're not like, we got to be as good as we can be next year. That's kind of where the Kings are. And in a sense, they're cornered by that.
No, you're right. And you look at Utah right now, Whitey, as I pull up their draft picks for the coming year. Once again, I'm on Spotrac right now. I don't know why I'm getting this. It's being directed me to a different site. But anyway, they are loaded. Like, they got Cleveland's first round pick, Minnesota's first round pick, and they have their own top 10 protected next year. So they can have 3 first round picks and arguably the deepest draft.
And if they trade Lauri Markkanen,
they're going to get one
more.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that's what's holding Danny Ainge from doing something.
Yeah.
He wants a pick in another pick in next year's draft.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have Tony Jones coming on at 5:00. He's been well connected on this Lauri Markkanen stuff, so he'll clear it up for us.
Speaking of the Warriors, I know you mentioned the Warriors. Another reason why Kings fans may despise the Warriors next year. The Warriors talking about a sign and trade for Buddy Buckets, your friend, your Disney friend.
That's my guy, Buddy
Not a
Hield.
done deal yet. Buddy Buckets, though. Buddy Hield could be a Warrior.
What a joke that would be, right? Like, come on, dude. And I like Buddy. Get your money, hang on into the league. That's a band of misfits they're putting together. Who else they just signed? What, Slow-Mo?
Yes.
Kyle Anderson?
I think that's a good signing. And DeAnthony Melton.
But what about my boy Moses Moody? Where's he going to be at?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. They're just trying to stay relevant enough.
They are.
Mm-hmm. But Buddy Hield, he flamed out in Philly. And, Daryl Morey said, it didn't go as quick, like we thought. But he's a shooter. I don't know. That team is just going to be ugly to watch, I think.
To me, and I know you know Buddy personally, but the thing about Buddy Hield, to me, you have to start with, he's a great shooter.
Yes.
Great shooter. That's what it starts with. Now, as far as the rest of his game, he's a great shooter. Right? I mean, that's pretty much where we are.
Yeah. and even in Philly last year, played 32 games in Philly, shot 39%. Combined, Philly and Indiana, 38.6% three-point shootings, average double figures. He is a one-trick pony. You don't want him dribbling. You don't want him handling the rock. You don't want him in late game, decision-making situations. Stand in the corner and shoot. He's still a threat.
Speaking of late game decision-making, did you see the piece that Anthony Slater wrote this week about how things went wrong, where it went wrong between the Warriors and Klay? And he had video of a game. I remember watching this game this year. Klay this year was all in his feelings and just he wasn't focused on what was going on. They were playing the Clippers. And I remember this game, and they're down 6. Mm-hmm. And Klay had been taken out of the closing lineup. And he was kind of sulking about that. But it's a 6-point game. The Warriors have the ball with about 40 seconds left. And Kerr puts Klay back in the game because, the 3-point threat. And they run a play. Klay doesn't get the shot, but obviously there's some gravity there from him. And then Podziemski ends up making a 3. So they're down 3 with 35 seconds to go. So what's the play there, right, Drapes? You don't foul, right? You play it out.
Yeah.
Klay intentionally.
I remember that. Yeah.
And Kerr couldn't believe it.
I remember that one.
Podziemski was grabbing his head.
Yeah.
And Chris Paul was like, and Kerr was just beside himself.
Yeah.
And Klay was just kind of, I shouldn't have done that. But that just showed last year he lost his focus. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah. I read the ESPN article, I think it was, about that and how Joe Lacob and Klay, met for golf. They went golfing.
Yeah.
And didn't talk business. Like it was just sort of a weird gathering. Like, how do you not talk business or contract? And, Klay clearly felt disrespected, but that organization, man, they used to be a model of how to do everything right. I don't know. Light years. I don't have a subscription at sfgate.com. You know that?
That's the Chronicle. Yeah.
Yeah, the Chronicle. Are they more tabloid or is that because there's an article that really just rips Joe Lacob?
Really?
Yes, for how this franchise is right now, the way they treated Klay, the Draymond, Jordan Poole situation.
I haven't seen that.
And I don't have access. I read like the first few paragraphs and some excerpts, but it's something to check out. It's something to check out.
When we come back, why Drape's boy Kevin O'Connor says the Kings should give up Keegan in a Markanen deal. We'll check that out when we come right back to Sactown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
Quick Quack Car Wash takes the drama out of keeping your car clean.
Let's wash the car. Don't spray the hose inside the car. Oh.
Our convenient wash packages make it easy to get your car soaked, scrubbed, and on your way. Protect your car from sun, rain, and pollen with a ceramic duck wash and get our in-wash light show and an unbeatable clean.
Oh, the kids filled the gas tank with water.
Of course they did. Quick Quack Car Wash. Come in today to try our new tropical scent wash.
18 number ones.
What was I thinking?
Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crowd. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system? You were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, sleep with one eye open because you don't want to miss anything with all these trades and free agent signings going on. It's The Drive Guys. Drapes, would you like to hear something that purports to be inside word on Lauri Markkanen and the Jazz and a possible trade?
Yeah, what do you got?
All right, let me just say this comes via the Warriors Talk on Twitter, and they got this from The Monty Show, which is Tim Montemere, who years ago used to work at this station. So I know Monty, and I think he was in Utah for a while. But here's what he apparently says. The Monty Show reports the following on the latest trade talks between the Jazz and the Warriors for Lauri Markkanen. Warriors are in the driver's seat. Kuminga is not on the table. Wiggins and his hefty contract will not be part of the deal. And the Warriors are hesitant to go up to 4 first-round picks. Warriors searching for a third team to make the trade happen.
Wow.
That's according to the Monty Show. I have no idea how accurate that is, but just passing it along since we're all looking for any shred of information.
Warriors got the assets to get it done, Whitey. You know,
I'd be surprised if they could do it without parting with Kuminga.
Really?
That would be a win for them, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But if you're Danny Ainge, if you could get Kuminga, great. Would you take a Moses Moody and 3 first-rounders?
The 3 first-rounders are the key.
Yeah, that's the key, right? The player is kind of almost an afterthought. If you could get a Kuminga, great. You know, it's and this is what concerns me about the Kings' potential package for a guy like Lauri Markkanen. Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz are not interested in 31-year-old Harrison Barnes. That does nothing for them, you know? Even 26-year-old Kevin Huerter. No offense to those guys, but that's not the timeline that Danny Ainge and the Utah Jazz are on. They're looking for the draft picks or the young players. The Warriors have better young players. Let's keep it, unless we're including Keegan. Like, Keegan would be the class of them all. But, you know, who was it? Sam earlier today said, you know, no inclination that the Kings are looking to move on from Keegan. Like, they're trying to keep him. And so this goes to back to something we talked about weeks ago. The competition out there and what can the Kings really offer? You know, if you're talking about Lauri Markkanen, Moody, and 3 first-round picks, and you throw another player in there to make the salaries match. Kings offer. What is the Kings offer? 3 first-round picks and, I don't know, Huerter or something like that. Which package are you taking? You know, if you're Golden State. Like, I believe Moses Moody still has some value and still has some upside. He needs to get out of Golden State. And so I worry about the how strong our package is next to other teams.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a fear going all the way back to the start of the offseason. Thanks to Chris Watkins, who just posted this picture. I know you've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Of the trophy that goes to the winner of the California Classic. I could swear I won like 7 of those pitching pennies at the Solano County Fair when I was 11 years old. You know, I was, hey, Mom, look, Mom, I got you a new vase.
Oh, my gosh.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like an amber, I don't know, kind of like, it looks kind of like a vase.
Yeah.
And then it's got, I guess it's supposed to be a palm tree with, Chris Watkins says the Kings potentially winning a trophy covered with white flags is fitting. Look at that. As he takes it.
Oh, that's messed up. Leave the Kings alone.
The fronds of the palm tree are like the white. I don't know what they are, but it's that's it. That's the trophy.
That's the trophy right there. And you know, it's just the trophy for the one game between the Kings and the Warriors on the 10th, I believe that is, at Chase Center.
Is that the Mitch Richmond trophy?
Yeah, that's the Mitch Richmond trophy.
Okay.
That's the Mitch Richmond trophy. I do got another bit of breaking news here. The Kings did release their Summer League roster, their California Classic roster, I should say. And Keon Ellis is on there. He'll be one of the guys playing at Golden One Center. Excuse me. Kobe Jones on there. Mason Jones. How about this guy? Drew Timme from Gonzaga.
Oh.
How about that? We all know Drew Timme, right?
Yeah, he played 37 years at Gonzaga.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow. 6'10", 235.
I didn't know you could play Summer League if you're 41 years old.
Right? I mean, he can be. He's literally 23 years old, though. 23-year-old Drew Timme was born September 9th, same birthday as my mom. Happy birthday, Mom.
He definitely played with Adam Morrison at Gonzaga.
Right?
That's absolutely true.
Boogie Ellis, and these are the guys at Golden One Center that I just mentioned. The team at Chase Center, seeing if I recognize Jordan Ford will be down there. Those are all the guys that I pretty much
Some friends
recognize.
of mine played against Boogie Ellis in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's from down there in San Diego.
Oh.
Help me out. Where does the Drew Timme thing come from? They
free agent, you know,
just picked him up.
Picked him up,
Wow.
yeah. Just a summer invite, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he's an intriguing player, right?
A little bit,
you know. I mean, 6'10". What was he? Was he player of the year a few years ago, or he was in the running?
He's kind of
player of the year?
almost. He could be. I mean, his comp, like the ceiling would be almost Brad Miller-esque. And that's not fair to Brad Miller.
Right.
But that's the type of player he could be.
Right, he could be, you know, and so I'd take a flyer on him. But yeah, he's on the California Classic roster that will play in Sacramento starting this weekend.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, it's already starting.
It's starting Saturday. It's crazy. I need to text our boy Doug because he's coaching that team and see are they hard at work getting ready and everything. Like I haven't heard of any post practice interview sessions or anything like that. But yeah, it starts on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Two Kings teams.
Yeah, and you know the first Kings team, the team that's up here in Sacramento, a few more recognizable names than any of the other. No Devin Carter, like we talked about earlier. He's not listed on that.
To answer your question, Whitey, of how did he get here? So after he was not player of the year, but first team All-American his last year at Gonzaga, he was on the Milwaukee Bucks G League team, the Wisconsin Herd, and then he broke his foot during last year's G League season. So now he's coming back from that and is with the Kings.
Snapped him up. All right.
Yeah. All right. Good for him. No, so a reason to get out to Golden One Center this weekend. And Boogie Ellis, I want to see him. You know, this guy was a, former, number one player coming out of high school. Like people had high hopes for him. Didn't quite pan out at USC, put up some numbers, but they were an awful team.
I apologize. Did you say the two guys they just picked up that are they on there? Crawford?
Isaiah Crawford and Isaac Jones
Yeah.
are on the Kings team at Golden One Center.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
They'll be there.
Yeah. Those guys are intriguing as well. I mean, legitimately.
Yeah. You need to see who they are. And so, it's interesting. I'm looking at the Kings roster that'll play at Golden One Center, coached by our boy Doug Christie. Assistant coaches, Lindsey Harding, Leandro Barbosa, Jimmy Alapag. So more of the recognizable assistant coaches will be up here in Sacramento. Down there at Chase Center, Jawad Williams, former North Carolina Tar Heel stud, Will Scott, Robbie Lemons will be down in Golden State at the Chase Center.
All right. How about Lauri Markkanen and the Kings? Why, Kevin O'Connor says the Kings should give up Keegan and a Markanen deal. We're back with that. Right back with that on Sactown Sports.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Live and local, it's the Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Somebody is not happy on the text line, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. From the 279. Did y'all even grasp the number of years that this team sucked or was mediocre at best? The Kings were just turning around that poor reputation. And there are people actually suggesting the Kings should tank to maybe get a pick. SMDH.
Ooh.
SMDH.
They dropped the SMDH on there.
Mm-hmm. Shake my darn head.
Shake, right? It wasn't me, though. Let me just say that. The 279, it wasn't me. It was somebody on the YouTube chat that suggested maybe take one more year.
Petrie swung for the fences prior to the 2000 run. This is from the 916. Let's do the same. Pick up LaVine along with the draft compensation from the Bulls. Take the compensation, flip that, and whomever else, minus the core four, to grab BI, hit the second apron in 25-26, or grab Kuzma and move forward. We have time to adjust to the new aprons prior to the end of the 25-26 season.
Dang.
That's LB and LV.
Oh, he's getting spicy. I like it. That's a lot of money you would be doling out. But let me ask you this. Do you agree? Is now the time to be ultra aggressive?
Yes.
Dang.
It's either ultra aggressive or tank, and you can't tank. I really think it's one of those two things.
I think ultimately, Whitey, what it comes down to, are the Kings as presently constructed? And you tell me, let's say they run it back. No more moves.
No more moves, okay?
Can they be a top 6 team in the West?
Probably not. I mean, it's always possible, but yeah, no.
Okay.
How are you better? So how could you expect to be better? Devin Carter makes you maybe a little better, but yeah.
Devin Carter, maybe another year of seasoning in the slow cooker.
Mm-hmm.
Clippers take a step back. Some other teams, maybe not as strong. I think Denver won't be as good. Like, Denver hasn't done anything. What have they done?
Denver's cheap. That's the amazing thing.
Right.
Like letting KCP go to Orlando.
Yes. Like, that roster, every year they lose a big piece. And so I'm just asking and wondering, is running it back, would Kings fans accept that?
No, I hope not. I wouldn't. I know where you're going. Now you're starting to think, gee, that might be what they're doing. So.
I'm worried, dude. I mean, is that the worst case scenario? I mean,
woo. You're going to get a lot of calls on your little radio show, I'll tell you that. If that happens.
Right. Monty comes out and says the roster is set. We're good to go. Oh, Kings fans would not be happy at all.
Speaking of, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Jay on Sactown Sports. Hello, Jay. What's up?
How you guys doing today?
Good.
Good. What's up?
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm not necessarily like the traditional Kings fan. I've been really patient. But, it's been 4 days now, and now I'm starting to feel what they've been feeling after 1 hour of the start of free agency. Everybody's crying out loud. What's going on with the Kings? What are we doing? We're not doing anything. So my question to you guys is, number one, skepticism on DeMar DeRozan. How do you guys feel about that? Number two, what do you guys think, besides Lauri Markkanen and these big names, what are some names that maybe haven't been spoken about that you think the Kings can add to this roster? And do you think the Kings are even looking to necessarily strike now or wait till the trade deadline?
Thank you, Jay.
Good question.
Excellent questions.
Yeah.
You want to swing
you want
first?
Me to? You swing first. You got anything on that?
Skepticism on DeRozan. I'm skeptical just because as we look at it every which way, it just doesn't seem to add up from anybody's standpoint. Plus, the guy that originally mentioned it, Mark Spears, even said the Kings were a dark horse. Secondly, as far as names, I do think the Kings are trying to get something done now. I don't think they want to wait till the deadline. I know Jay was the one who mentioned that weeks ago. It's like, if you got to wait till the deadline, but then there's even more pressure. I don't think they want to do that. They may be forced to do that. And the only name that we don't hear a lot that I think they should be interested in, we've heard it some, but I get back to Cam Johnson.
Yeah. And we both like Cam Johnson. I think he'd be a good fit. I think we need to have the discussion in two different lenses, though, Whitey. One is who's going to make you a championship contender or move you closer. Or two, like, for instance, I've seen people say Sadiq Bey. What does that do for you, really, though? In the whole scheme of the Western Conference in the NBA.
Plus, isn't he coming off like major surgery?
Yeah, he had an
injury.
ACL? Yeah, he had an injury. And a guy, Spencer Dinwiddie is available. Like, there's that path that you can take, or you could go out there and get the BIs, the Kuzmas,
they're not good enough to make those moves. They're not close enough. Those moves don't really make a difference.
Right. And so I would say, instead of that would be so underwhelming, right? From an offseason standpoint, if I'm De'Aaron Fox and the only move you make and I'm just using this guy as an example, Sadiq Bey, that doesn't do anything for me, right? That doesn't signal anything. And so I think from a fan base standpoint, and the last caller that we just had, we got to look at it two different ways. You know, if they're swinging for the fences and going for home runs, you know, that's one thing. But if they're just getting singles, little pop loop singles or something.
Rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic.
Right.
That might be overstating it.
We're not the Titanic, but I hear you. You know, another guy I might be interested in here at the backup center position, Moses Brown. Remember him?
A little bit.
You know, 7'2" guy.
Was he with Philly?
He was with Portland, and who else was he with? Was he with
I apologize.
Brooklyn?
I need to brush up on my Moses
Brown.
Brown.
Check out Moses Brown.
No disrespect intended.
You know, I'm looking at man, he's bounced around.
Have you noticed how many teams now it looks like they're going to go double bigs? Like, look at OKC.
Yeah.
You know, they just brought in Hartenstein and they
Isaiah,
got Holmgren. Then you got, remember we said, what are the Wizards doing? Getting Valanciunas when they have Sarr. There's a handful of teams that maybe they're looking at Minnesota and going, hey, we can do something like that.
And in Portland, you know, look
exactly,
what they're doing up there, you know. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we'll see if the Kings do that.
Mickey joins us. Yes.
Sorry, to your point, Moses Brown has been in the league 5 years and has already played on 6 teams and had 2 stints in Portland.
There you go.
Mickey with us. Oh, boy. Hi, Mickey. How are you, Mick? What's going on?
What's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, Thanks for being with us. What's on your mind?
Good. So I just wanted to touch bases real quick with this Brandon Ingram thing. So I'm a firm believer that if we do get him over here, or you get the center from Utah over here, that they will resign, bro. Our fan base and our city. Look at some of the guys that have stuck around in the city and have hung around. I frequently see Kenny Thomas at Safeway. I see, you got Brad Miller out in Roseville. So I strongly believe that if they come here and play for this team, and they can see the culture they will want to resign with Sacramento, man. So I don't know. I understand the whole, it's a rental, it could be a rental, but man, you got to take that risk, man. And I feel like it's time that the Kings make a risk. They got to take a risk, bro. And I appreciate you guys, bro. And I hope you have a cool day on this hot, blistering day. Thank you.
All right, my man.
Thank you. So, thank you, Mickey. So he's saying not build it and they will come. He's saying bring them and they will stay.
And they will stay.
Bring them and they will stay.
Is that too risky, though, Whitey? To give up? Because ultimately, whether it's, a guy like Ingram or Markanen, you're giving up valuable draft capital.
Yeah, it all hinges, not to dodge the whole question, but it hinges on what am I giving up?
What are you giving up? Like, Keegan, let's say, is off the table. What else do we have to offer these teams for, these high-level guys? It's our draft capital. And are we okay with basically we got one pick already tied up with Atlanta? You make this trade, no more draft picks, until 2030 something or whatever it might be.
Give up a ton. You're going to get Markanen?
Yeah. Danny Ainge is I think we're out on Markanen. I really do. We'll have Tony Jones on at 5:00 of The Athletic, covers the Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets, but it's a hefty price. And I don't think we're that desperate. Like Golden State to me right now is desperate. They're trying to hang on to something. They're desperate. They're going to overpay for somebody. I don't know if we're going to do that. I think we're taking a measured approach with this.
Ryan Williams-Art with an interesting comment here as we talk about players we haven't looked at. There's a guy playing in Folsom in an old guys league that I think we could get. Might have to open the Kirkland wallet for him, though.
Yes. He's a lefty too, right? He's a lefty. Got a little stroke right here. I would, but my knees are shot. My knees are done, man. I'm used to. I'm stuck playing golf and shuffleboard now. That's about it, dude.
You know what's the funniest thing about lefties? Yeah. You probably have lived this.
Yes.
But I was doing our podcast.
Oh, you're a lefty, right?
No, I'm not.
No. I've seen you write with your left.
I'm amphibious. But we were
amphibious.
We were doing our podcast with Jerry Reynolds and my brother Mark, and my brother says, I think even in the NBA, lefties get a couple baskets just because guys don't know they're left-handed. And I was about to go, yeah, right. Jerry Reynolds goes, that's absolutely
100% true. 100% true.
That's so funny.
Because you're taught, especially on the youth level, force them left.
Yeah.
So you do that. And,
I get it at the youth level.
It's like,
I've seen it.
Right,
I know that. But
right.
even Jerry says even high up.
I think guys naturally just don't realize that. And then you see them hit a couple of J's or you go left. What's interesting, I'm actually better going right than I am going left. So try to defend that, Whitey. I go right on you, bang, bang, and then come back with the left. Tough to defend.
I don't know how to stop you.
Exactly.
Tough inside, tough post game.
You just got to
shooter.
Send me to the line.
You're going to need help.
75% shooter.
Yeah. We're going to probably have to double you, get the ball out of your hand.
I'll tell you what, man. I know I'm getting old. I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 in April. I need my knees replaced because I do miss playing basketball at a high level, Whitey, and my knees are just killing me.
I bet you have a torn meniscus.
You think so?
I do.
I was talking to a guy who had a torn meniscus. I know.
The way you describe it.
You know what? Next break, I'm making a doctor appointment. Can I do that? Next break, I'm making a doctor appointment.
All right. We'll give you time to do that now then.
All right.
We'll get back to the phones. And we still haven't told you why your guy O'Connor says the Kings should give up Keegan for Lauri, and that's next on Sactown Sports.
I would love to go in the low post with Drapes.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by RC Willey Home Furnishings.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're certainly feeling the heat again as we head through this Wednesday. Temperatures this afternoon will top out in the range of 107 to 112 across the valley floor with overnight lows in the mid-70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
RC Willey is celebrating Independence Day with holiday savings on everything for your home. Receive an instant discount equal to sales tax on purchases of $599 or more. RC Willey, your home, your way.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
It's a myth to think you don't play golf well enough to get fitted for golf clubs. The professionals at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio would argue that playing the game with golf clubs properly fitted to your body and swing characteristics is the best way to improve your game and have more fun on the golf course. With a professional staff of fitters, all the major brands of equipment, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan, the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is worth a look. See for yourself, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Schedule your fitting at 916-808-2531, 808-2531.
It's the Folsom Lake Ford 4th of July Sell-a-thon. Get low finance rates and zero down deals on approval of credit right now. Shop Folsom Lake Ford over 35 years in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Tune in to Sactown Sports now through July 9th for all your coverage of the California Classic, brought to you in part by Clean California. Remember, just one piece of litter can ruin the game. Zero litter is the goal.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Join the Sacramento Rivercats for an Independence Eve extravaganza on Wednesday, July 3rd. Players will wear a limited edition Stars and Stripes jersey, available for purchase with proceeds benefiting the Rivercats Foundation. Pre-game will feature a U.S. Air Force flyover, and stick around post-game for a 10-minute fireworks spectacular. Soak in one of the season's best games on the baseball calendar. First pitch is scheduled for 7:05 p.m. Visit rivercats.com to purchase your tickets today.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And, of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And, as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Sure, but when is the talking going to stop and the doing going to start? Huh, Drapes? Kyle Draper back with us today. Drive Guys getting ready for the big holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Love 4th of July, don't you?
I do. It should be fun. What you got going on? You grilling or anything?
Grilling, and I don't know why, I'm just craving some brats. Gonna have brats.
Oh, you going to do the
brats?
brats?
But I just, 4th of July, gotta have brats.
Really?
Yeah.
Are brats a big thing out here, or?
I don't know. I really like them.
You just
and don't have them that often, but 4th of July to me is like, it's brat day.
It's brats. Okay. You know, I used to live in Wisconsin and Minnesota, and massive out there. Like, I had never had brats.
Oh, yeah?
Until I went out there, and I'm a big fan of brats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other than that, not, I don't know. Swimming, going to be swimming. And then, squirreling, like I told you about the squirrels.
With the nuts? Yeah.
You golfing?
It's too hot, dude.
I know.
It's too hot.
I know.
I saw guys out on the course today. I'm like, they're miserable out there. The problem, Whitey, is I would golf at like 6 a.m., but I can't get my son up early enough. Like, I want to golf with him. I'm going to be like, let's go, go out to the course. But he's up playing video games till midnight, eating candy and just living the bachelor life right now. Mom's out of town, pizza boxes everywhere. He's not getting up at 6. They don't get up till like 10 o'clock every day.
Wow.
Which is good for me, though, because I got my mornings to myself. I walk the dog.
I'm guessing.
Have my coffee.
I'm guessing. Never met your parents, but just from the way you've described the way you were brought up, I'm guessing you didn't sleep in till 10 a lot when you were.
I never slept in. No, never. Come on. Could you see me sleeping in till 10 now?
No,
not
even now. No.
There's some days. Real quick, Brickhouse Industries is golfing tomorrow at 6 a.m. We're at Brickhouse. You need a 4th? I'd go out there. I'm an early morning kind of golf guy. That's my thing.
Oh, no, that's not good for your knee. As your attending physician, I have to advise against it.
You say cool. It's going to be like 94 degrees at 6 a.m.
Is it really? This
not
is
actually.
What do you do, though? Like, is this one of those just stay inside?
No, you do it early, play early. Yeah.
Really?
And just kind of grin and bear it.
I might go out tomorrow morning. I might go out tomorrow morning. In Folsom right now, it's 107. No, Kyle, the low is 71.
I was being sarcastic.
All right. At 6 a.m., it's going to be 71. I might get out there. Yeah. I think I will, actually.
Good luck.
All right. Thanks.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Mark has been hanging on to talk with the Drive Guys. What's on your mind, Mark?
Okay, first of all, Friday I'm golfing at 6:20 only because it's going to be 71. So,
where?
I want at Ansel Hoffman.
Oh, nice.
You must be good.
Eddie Johnson,
No, I only play Ansel when my game is good, but it was the only place that had an early tee time at 6:20. So, hey, so I wanted to talk about like the deal thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I want the deal. I want the big deal. I want the big splash. But I really trust our GM to not give away the fort. And let me just say this. I think when you guys say we're a 46, 48 win team, I think this year was an anomaly on 2 reasons I want to specify. Number one, we blew stupid games we shouldn't have lost. And I think as our team like gels together with each other, like that's not going to happen again. So add a couple wins. And how many 2-minute report games did we get jobs on a late call? I think this year could have been 5 wins more than last year. And I think, not that it's what I want, but I'm just saying if we're forced to stand pat because the price is too tall, I still think we're a 50-win team. That's my point.
All right.
50-win team.
Thank you, Mark. Hit him straight at Ansel Hoffman. I was going to say Eddie Johnson, who used to play here, my understanding is he loved Ansel Hoffman. Maybe he still does. That's just, Mark may be right, but to me, that's a really overly optimistic way to view last year. And maybe he's exactly right, but to me, we had close games. I look at the close games where you blew leads or, to me, that's not a good sign.
Right. And
you earn those losses, in my opinion.
And some people feel that the season prior, the 48-win season, was, what's the word he used? I forget, a one-off kind of, things fell the right way. I don't know who this Kings team is. Are they the third seed in the West or are they a play-in team? Does Kevin Huerter come back? And the thing about it, Whitey, ultimately what it boils down to is if you're Monte McNair, can you really afford to sit back and see which kind of team you have? You know what I mean? Can we afford to wait and see if Kevin Huerter is going to regain his shooting form and be closer to a 40% shooter? Can we wait and see if Keegan Murray is going to, be a 41%? Can we wait and see if De'Aaron Fox is going to be as clutch as he was? Can you afford to do that? And I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. Because if we start this upcoming season playing like we did last season, losing to the Washingtons, the bad teams, are we wasting half a season or the first 2 or 3 months of the season when you can already address it right now?
I look at it this way. And again, maybe Mark's exactly right. But to me, you won, 48 games and you win 46? Yeah. So you know what kind of team. That's 2 years there where you're right there, 46 to 48. That's what your team is.
That's what you are.
Yeah, and I know it could vary depending on what other teams do, but to me, it's like, all right, what your team is.
Is your ceiling 48 and your floor 46, or do you think your ceiling could be 50, 51 this upcoming season?
I mean, that's the top of your ceiling, but that's if everything goes right, in my opinion. And I think that's what you're trying to do here, right? Is you're trying to bring in talent that
elevates your
raises that ceiling.
Yeah.
What does that vault? We need the vaulted ceilings.
Vaulted ceilings,
especially when it's hot.
Not the 9-foot ceilings and the 8-foot. No, you need the 12-foot vaulted one.
Yeah.
2 levels.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
Alex with the Drive Guys. Hello, Alex. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just trying to stay cool like everyone, but
yes, sir.
It's what it is right now. Heat wave. But what I gotta say is, I think bleed purple for the Kings, but we only have what we have in terms of assets. Like, you're not getting a lot for Huerter and Barnes and a 2027 first rounder that's probably going to be at the end of the first round. So, I mean, if you're not going to include a Keegan, a Fox, or a Sabonis, which I'm not saying you do, what are you really going to get? Why would the Pelicans give you BI for scrap heaps? You're not getting Markanen with Danny Ainge. And I don't want the LaVine big one, where I disagree with the whole approach this offseason, this free agency. Go get a Jalen Smith with that MLE. Go get someone who could be that 4, and that's the move. That's really your only option right now, unless you want to blow it up, which it may come to that eventually. But, all right, guys, have a happy 4th. We'll
Thank you.
talk later.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, I agree. You can't blow it up. It's just an option. And then, unfortunately, Jalen Smith.
Our guy, Jalen. Yeah, we would have loved Jalen Smith on this team.
The Bulls got him. That's the other thing is you wait here to see what big fish you can land. And then Jalen Smith is gone, and Derrick Jones Jr. is gone, and Obi Toppin stays where he is, and all these guys coming off the board.
Yeah,
that's
more
the concerned with the bigger moves.
Bigger fish, yeah.
Although I suppose you can do both things at once.
Right, you should be able to, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like they are. And somebody from the 707 says everyone is saying big splash for BI, but I think the real big splash would be to go after his teammate, Zion. Do you guys think we have enough capital to bring in a guy like that?
I mean, we should try. I'm not saying we will or won't get him or have the best package, but we should try.
I think it's kind of pointless because they don't want it. That's not the guy they want to trade.
That's not the guy they try to move off
we
of,
are
right?
trading this guy. We like this guy. So if you're going to go to them and go, we want the guy you don't want to trade, then obviously, all right, you're going to have to pay a massive price. And as we just discussed with the caller, was it Alex? It's already limited what they can offer anybody.
Yeah. I see somebody, Michael Sadiq Bey with the MLE Works. I need to know what Kings fans are going to accept, because if we're just aiming for Saddiq Bey, and I like Saddiq, no offense to him, but is that what we're doing? Are we trying to go from 9th in the West to 8th? Like, I don't know if Saddiq Bey moves the needle enough.
I think he does for a lot of people. He doesn't for me. I know when he was with Detroit, he had a 50 burger, didn't he?
Yeah, he had where he caught fire.
And then he went to Atlanta and didn't really do a lot. So I'm not real high on him, but I just think that's part of it. I think a lot of people still see him as, when Detroit drafted him, they thought he was going to be a really good player.
Right, yeah. And what, a Villanova guy, too. See him go back to the Knicks, maybe, something like that.
And anytime we bring up Saddiq Bey, I like bringing up the stat that because he went from Detroit when they were really bad, right, to Atlanta when they were bad, he has the worst winning percentage of any active player who's played for 2 teams.
He ended up going through Golden State as part of that whole Gary Payton II and Wiseman deal, where Wiseman ended up in Detroit and GP2 ended up with the Warriors. And a buddy of mine, Dan Dibley, on the Flagship, they were literally on that trade day. They're trying to make sense of stuff. And so they get the report, Saddiq Bey is traded to the Warriors. And so he's literally going, well, I think he's a good fit. And then, he's just been traded. And Dibley says, yeah, I never liked the guy. I mean, it's like just, in the space of like 2 minutes, you know how things are happening.
Yeah, just like that,
when guys get rerouted and things like that. Here's what your guy, Kevin O'Connor, says about the Kings and Lauri Markkanen. He points out that Jake Fisher says the Kings have inquired about Markkanen. Kevin O'Connor, this is good news if you're a Sacramento fan. Before last season, I said that the Kings need front court upgrades over or alongside Domas. Markkanen's scoring prowess and defensive versatility are exactly what I'm talking about, says Kevin O'Connor. So is Kessler's rim protection. If the Kings could scoop him too, I'd give up Keegan Murray, Kevin Huerter, and draft picks to get both Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen. The Kings could then roll into next season with a 9-man rotation made up of Sabonis, Markkanen, Kessler, Malik Monk, Fox, Carter, Barnes, Lyles, and Keon Ellis. Would they be the favorites in the West? Nope, but they'd be a playoff team with the depth and top-end talent to make a run. How in the world are the Kings going to get both those guys from the Jazz?
Right, yeah, it doesn't. I think he's just spitballing, right? He's just throwing it out.
Keegan Murray, Kevin, the only way they're going to get him is by offering Keegan Murray, and they're not going to do that, and I don't think they should.
And if they did, you still might have to include some draft capital, too.
Yeah, that's what he has. He has Keegan Murray, Kevin Huerter, and draft picks.
Draft picks. I wouldn't do that, right? Keegan and a couple of first-round picks and Kevin Huerter for Markkanen and who? Walker Kessler?
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I don't think Kessler and Domas can play together. Like, nah. Yeah.
This is the guy. You're the one that gave him a platform.
Let me.
You made him famous.
No, I did make him famous. Let me say this about Kevin O'Connor. Let me say this. I don't know how should I put this? I got to put this right because I like Kevin. He's my guy. I brought him up, young guy. I don't know how what he says became so, what's the word I'm looking for?
It's like,
why do we care what
the Bible or something?
Right. It's like if he says it all, like
it's gospel. What he says is gospel.
Never been in a locker room, never been a GM, coaching staff, front office. He's just good friends with Bill Simmons. He went from publishing his draft guide to working with Bill Simmons.
See, you're like Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein makes this monster.
Right. I created this monster.
What did I do?
And it's like all of a sudden you get a following, and now people, like I trust him in the draft, because that's, but about trades and fits and all, like, nah, dude. Like, why is his opinion, he's the Stephen A. Smith of the written world. Like, I don't care what Stephen A. Smith thinks. I don't care what Kevin O'Connor thinks.
A lot of people must, because Stephen A. is going to make a lot of money. But I'm with you. I'm with you.
But it's like, he just nobody. We wouldn't do that, right? Keegan and Huerter and multiple picks.
Sam Amick says the Kings are dug
in. They're not trading Keegan. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Klay disrespected the Warriors more than the Warriors disrespected him.
Who said that?
I'm saying that. Next on Sactown Sports.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Temperatures will start in the low 70s on Independence Day, but we'll be back in the triple digits quickly, headed for a high of 108 in the afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
It's the 4th of July sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where you'll find the largest selection of vehicles in Northern California. With unbeatable deals and amazing financing options, there's never been a better time to drive away in your dream vehicle. The Roseville Auto Mall, where your perfect ride awaits.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, looking at the A's top prospects halfway through the season, you have to start with shortstop Jacob Wilson. Now, despite missing a month with a knee injury, he is batting a ridiculous .463. And over the last weekend in June, playing in AAA for Vegas, he went 7 for 10 with 2 doubles and 2 homers. In 11 games in the Coast League, he's batting .447.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
Tune in to Sactown Sports Now through July 9th for coverage of the California Classic. All the latest basketball news brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash, proud partners of the Sacramento Kings. Visit your nearest Quick Quack Car Wash today.
It's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports.
Guys, back with you.
Just waiting on you, big fella.
Yeah, I apologize.
I could have jumped in there like double dutch. I was ready, but I was like, oh, he's back. Okay, we can do this.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I just check in to see if anything had happened. So far, apparently nothing has. But Drapes, you seemed like you disagreed with the notion that Klay disrespected the Warriors more than the Warriors disrespected him.
I want to hear how he disrespected the Warriors.
He disrespected them by coming back when he did with an attitude that was similar to what I know we both have dogs. Every day you have to go out in the backyard and clean something up. That's what his attitude was when he came back. The second time he got hurt, obviously Klay is an all-time Warrior hero, and he's probably a Hall of Famer, and he should be. And he got injured, of course, 2019 in the finals against Toronto, and then very courageously shot the free throws. When he got hurt the second time, when he tore the Achilles, the Warriors were not happy because he was not under team supervision. And by his own admission, he was overweight. Then he got hurt. Then when he came back, he took more shots per minute than he had at any point in his career. Then the next year he came back out of shape. Remember, this is when he missed 2 years and they paid him. They honored the contract. Of course they did.
Right.
And this year his attitude was terrible. He could not come to terms with the fact that he wasn't the same player. So for all the talk how the Warriors disrespected him, they wanted to bring him back and they would have offered him, I think, more money. The years are different, but than what he took. So he disrespected them more than they disrespected him.
I disagree. And I know that's not surprising. And I hear everything you said. The injury, they supported him, paid him, all that. Bad attitude. Go back to the year they won the championship against the Celtics. Because everything you're talking about, Whitey, the injury, that's old stuff. That's old stuff. What do they do the offseason they win the championship?
Was that
they give Poole the contract?
Mm-hmm.
Wiggins a contract. Draymond and Klay are like, what about us? We were a big part of that. We've been here the longest. We helped you win 4 titles. Where's our check?
Klay had a huge contract.
I'm saying he
$40
could
million last
have
year.
got an extension though, Whitey. They didn't sign him. And then the next year, this is after the punch, they give Draymond 4 years, $100 million. Klay's like, what about me? I'm one of the big 3. I'm a splash brother. I've been here. Nah, Klay, we only going to give you 2 years. That's disrespectful. When you give Jordan Poole money like that, it was smart to give Jordan Poole that contract.
No, that was stupid.
It was smart to give Andrew Wiggins the contract. Come on now, don't.
He earned it though.
Kind
Wiggins
of a wash
earned it.
right now. I feel like the Wiggins one is like, we'll see.
Yeah, Wiggins earned that contract. Poole, I don't know if he did or not. They paid him before they had to pay him. They got Wiggins at a discount. That was a good contract for the team. And Klay made, like I said, in the last year of his deal, he was making $40 million. So, and he earned that contract.
He earned that,
but he didn't earn $40 million again. And
nobody
he
said
could
it.
not.
But he wanted something longer than a 2-year deal. A 2-year deal tells me, you know what? We like you. And let's not forget the role they wanted him to play too.
Yeah.
Like they didn't view him as a starter anymore. They wanted him to take a back seat.
He shouldn't have been a starter on that team.
Read the ESPN article. Ramona Shelburne said, quote, they wanted him to be the Andre Iguodala type. And I'm talking old Andre Iguodala, not prime Andre Iguodala.
About 2015 Finals MVP.
No, I'm not talking about that Andre Iguodala. I'm talking about
Why would they want that?
The veteran that mentors the younger guys, that kind of that's how the role they viewed for him. It's in the ESPN article. Go check it out. And Klay's like, hold up. I still got skills. And let me say this, Whitey. Anybody that doesn't think Klay Thompson still has skills, they haven't been paying attention. Klay Thompson,
I'm not saying that.
Last season shot 38.7% from 3, Whitey. That's pretty damn good.
I agree.
18 points per game. If Andrew Wiggins woke up with those numbers, you'd be trading for him right here, right now. So how comes Klay isn't worth that more than 2 years? I'm not saying $40 million a year.
Because he was bucking against what they needed him to do. They explained to him his role, what they needed from him, and he would not do it. It was difficult for him. I can't imagine how difficult it is being as good as he was. Then you have those 2 catastrophic injuries and you're not the same player. I can't imagine how hard that is. So I understand why it's difficult. But he wasn't close to the same player. We all saw it. We all know that. And so they had to pay him, especially given that they had last year they had a record tax bill, and the team was not very good.
So they wanted to be
make
cheap.
changes.
They wanted to be cheap.
They wanted to save money.
It was a money thing. It wasn't a Klay Thompson
it's
thing.
Prudent.
Because why give Draymond 4? Here's the thing.
They need Draymond more.
2 seasons ago, Whitey. 2 seasons ago, Klay Thompson. 21.9 points per game. 41.2% from 3. Yeah. They could have extended him then. He went into a lame duck year and he felt offended and he felt this is a team that, let's keep it real, Steph Curry's the man. Mount Rushmore, Golden State, one of the all-time great, but they don't win those championships. Joe Lake up in that franchise ain't worth $5-6 billion without Klay Thompson.
And he was compensated handsomely for that. No question. He made a massive amount of money,
but
he earned it.
He was just coming off 22 points and 41% three-point percentage. How come they didn't extend him then?
Would you have maxed him out?
I would have extended him, give him a 4-year, $80 million. They only offered 2 years, Whitey. That's disrespectful if I'm Klay Thompson. And at the time, he was only 32, 33.
I think it accurately, reflects what he was contributing to them last year. And also, he was a problem for them because he was difficult. And again, I get that. But I don't see how did they disrespect him by not offering to extend him earlier? They had a massive tax bill. They were trying to get out from under that.
Why'd they have a massive tax bill?
Because they had to pay him and they had to pay Steph and they had to pay
Wiggins. Did they have to pay
to keep the
Jordan
team together?
Jordan Poole, they had to give Jordan Poole that
Poole's
contract.
idiotic. I said that
All
all
right,
the time.
okay, exactly. And so I'm sitting here. I'm a splash brother. I'm coming off 22 points on 41% three-point shooting, and you give Jordan Poole the money? You
But
give
what you're
him the
saying
contract?
doesn't make sense. You're suggesting that they should have, before Klay's contract expired, and before you even knew if he was all the way back, you should have extended him.
No.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yes,
out
it
of
does,
respect.
Whitey. I just gave you the numbers. He had just come off a 69-game season when he scored 22 points and shot 41.2%.
Those are the numbers. He isn't close to what he was on defense, and he wasn't close to being the same player. Although you're right. Those are fine numbers.
Those are, you know what? What's so crazy about it, Whitey? Klay's best season, he averaged 22.3 points. So he averaged 0.4 points less than his all-star season.
So what?
The numbers are the numbers.
Yeah, you're looking
Mr.
at the
Box
wrong
Score.
numbers.
No, what number do I need to look at?
Look at shooting percentage. You need to
Overall,
look at his
or-
efficiency.
Dude, 41.23 from three.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
The year he was an all-star, when he averaged 22.3 points, 41.4% three-point
Yeah, he's
percentage.
a good three-point
He was
shooter.
the same player.
No,
he was the same. Statistically, the numbers say he was the same.
He was
player.
the same three-point shooter. You're right.
He was the same.
Statistically,
He was the same scorer. Can I get that?
No.
Same
because-
offensive player?
No, because he had to take more shots to get the same number of points.
Let's take a look at it. 17.6, 18.1. So 0.5 more shots per
What
game.
are you comparing him to?
His all-star season before the injury in 2016-17, when he was 26 years old, he averaged 22.3 points, shot from three, 41.4 on 17.6
Then
shot
why
attempts.
didn't he get more money from anybody else? Because he's not the same player, and you know it.
We're talking about whether he should feel disrespected from the Warriors.
And I don't think he should, because what they wanted to pay him reflects what happened to his game.
Hey, you know what? If I'm sitting there and I'm watching Jordan freaking Poole get paid, I'm watching Andrew Wiggins get paid, I'm watching Draymond Green, whose numbers are down compared to his heyday, get paid, and yet you want me to take the 2-year deal? You can't blame a guy for feeling a certain way about that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand. I disagree with that, but I understand what you're saying. I agree with you, and I said it at the time. The Poole deal was I don't know if that's because he got punched or what.
They felt guilty or
They
something.
didn't need to pay him. That was a mistake. I agree.
That was a
It
stimulus
real mistake.
package. They didn't want to, Poole to take action or something like,
Yeah.
all right, we'll pay you,
Yeah, it could be. The Wiggins deal was actually a pretty club-friendly deal for a guy that helped him win the championship. At the time, that made sense. Then Wiggins, I don't know what happened to him. But I fear that Klay is going to, like, halfway through the season, it's going to be like a Freddie Freeman thing where they're playing the Warriors. He's going to start crying because he's going to realize, I didn't really want to leave here.
Nah,
I wish him the best.
No, he's in a better situation for him. Golden State will be battling for the play, and Dallas will be battling for a top 4 seed. Klay's good.
Yeah. Well, he wants to win another championship before they do. I get that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when the Celtics traded Rick Fox.
Yes. Yeah, remember
He wore
that?
the number 17, was it? Because he said,
Is that what it was?
I want to win number 17 before they do.
Yeah. Poole and Wiggins were better players in the 2022 playoffs. Somebody from the 916.
Poole and Wiggins, in those playoffs combined, they became somehow what the Warriors had lost when Kevin Durant left.
Right.
I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
They did it, and they got paid for it.
Yeah.
They got paid for it.
That's going to be weird to say, like, 10 years from now that Andrew Wiggins was the second best player on a team that won an NBA championship. It's going to be very strange.
Right. That's going to be looked upon as a weird championship. Because I think they actually, the crumble of the Warriors actually had already started, and they won that championship somehow anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
They caught lightning at the right time. They got, Wiggins got it together at the right time. That was the best ball of his career. Hasn't played like that since.
Also, they lucked out because that 63-win Suns team just collapsed in the second round against the Mavericks.
Good point. When we come back, is there anything new today in NBA free agency and trade talk? If there is, we've got it for you next. Drive Guys, Sactown Sports.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets. with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, California, Cellathon means big savings. Cellathon means great selection. Cellathon means 6 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through July 8th and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford 4th of July Cellathon. That means choices. Whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric, now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end July 8th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting. Endless waves crashing on a beach. Kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere. Certainly not in California. Not even one piece. Good news? If we work together, we will change it all. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sactown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Since 1776, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, but it's been a federal holiday only since 1941. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. It was a mere 7 years later when the Keys family opened their first Naturewood store in Sacramento. And I guess Northern Californians have been celebrating ever since. We celebrate an incredible selection of furniture brands made right here in America. We celebrate the kind of generous hometown hospitality that was important to Walter Keys in 1948 and continues with the Keys family and the Naturewood Home Furnishing staff today. And we celebrate the kind of quality that's been synonymous with Naturewood for all these 76 years. Look for made in America brands like Stanton, Sam Moore, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and more during the Naturewood 4th of July sale event. Find the furniture that you will celebrate for years to come. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
July 4th savings explode at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
July 4th savings up to $12,000 off Silverado exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, and other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. End 7/31/24.
Made a great deal at Maida.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
I don't know what it is.
Not a lot going on today. Here's what we have. We have the Heat agreeing to a 1-year deal with Alec Burks.
Oh, yeah.
Alec Burks, 1-year deal. And we have Joe Ingles and the Timberwolves agreeing to a 1-year deal. So
LeBron re-signing also.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was a big one, you know.
Locally, we had the report from Sean Cunningham that Devin Carter is not going to be playing any summer league basketball.
Yeah, he's not even on the roster. You know, the Kings fielding 2 teams in the California Classic. Devin Carter not on either of those teams.
So as we anxiously await word on what the Kings are going to do, we're going to have to wait a little longer.
Yeah. It's we'll have our boy Tony Jones coming up at the top of the hour, next hour, 5 o'clock. He covers the Utah Jazz, and I'm telling you, there's nobody more in tune to what Danny Ainge is thinking and what the cost might be for Markanen, and will they actually trade him than Tony Jones. So I'm looking forward to that conversation.
Right now it's time, well, for a kind of a toned-down edition of Check It with TC. Hey, TC, how are you?
Great. Whitey, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Before we get started.
Thank you.
Before we get started, man, I want y'all to be safe out there. I want all Kings fans to be safe. We're going to keep it simple today and let y'all keep moving. Let's check it out, man. A move's going to be made, y'all. Y'all chill out. The Klay Thompson, Whitey, you got to feel that. We're going to be saying the same thing about Domas and Fox when they get up in age. Man, pay that man, bro. Don't disrespect him. Why? Listen, Whitey, why you think Monk signed back? Everybody like, Monk could have took $20 million. Look what they gave KCP. He came back, bro, because of loyalty and the love. And we didn't come at him playing. Monty and Vivek, we didn't come at Monk saying, Monk, you know what, bro? We got $2 million. We got $2 million for 10 years. No, man, we gonna give you everything we can give you, dog. If you're gonna come back, you're gonna come back. But we love you. We got this golf membership. We got everything for you. We got the we got you. No, listen, seriously, that's the love we showed him, and that's why it was so shocking when everybody said, "Dang, why Malik? He didn't even look at another offer." No, bro, because it was the love and the loyalty. I called 95-7 the game, and I told Guru and Steiny, I said, "Bro, y'all disrespected Klay. That's why Klay got up out of there for lesser money, and he in a better situation. He over there with Luka, Kyrie, Gafford, and all them dudes in Dallas. Bro, that could be a scary situation, homie. Seriously, all BS aside, they can be kind of scary. But Klay left, bro, because of disrespect, and they disrespected him without giving him the same contract as Draymond Green. But I know we're talking Kings, but I just wanted to get in on that because I heard y'all going back and forth, Whitey and Drapes. And I'm with you, Drapes. Bro, that was disrespectful, Whitey. You got to – I get what you're saying, Whitey. He got his money. They're trying to pay him. But nah, bro, if that was the case, then they should have got Draymond on a bargain. They should have came at Klay with that same contract, bro. Listen, we got $100 million for you for 4 years, bro. You want to take it? If you don't, then it is what it is. But we gave you the same contract that we gave this bozo over here and Draymond Green.
This bozo. They should have taken care of both of them at the same time. That's what they really should have done. You give Draymond that contract, extend Klay, make Klay happy.
Oh, here we go.
We got
TC.
your music, TC.
Oh, better late than never.
Yeah, hey, listen, that's my guy. Hey, my guy. Hey, listen, my guy on the turn boards, man. I love you for that. You know what? Look, I'm gonna keep it going for a little bit. Hey, what y'all think, man? Hey, listen, is it gonna be lit? Hey, I'm with Zach LaVine. What you think about it now? Whitey, Zach LaVine, they trying to throw a pick. That's like a win-win situation for the fact. If that's like a back pocket thing, if we can't get this BI deal done, bro, we gotta keep it moving to the next one, dog. If
Hey, TC, I got a question for you. TC, hold up. Question for you. Because you're throwing out a lot of names, big fella. Who's your top target? Who's your number 1, 2, and 3?
TC's target.
My target right now, number 1, 2, and 3 in this order. BI, Kuzma, LaVine.
Okay.
All right.
That order.
All right.
But listen, hold on, listen before y'all get me off. If we can't nail those 3, I don't really care. Another big move, everybody don't think about it, the Cam Johnson or the Phoenix Smith, and then we can add pieces to that, bro, like a Sadiq Bey, a Caleb Martin. We can start getting freaky with the roster after that, dog. That's all I got to say, man. Listen, the Kings in a win-win situation. Monty, go to work. Happy 4th of July, all Kings fans. That's all I got.
All right, TC. Yes, sir. Good stuff.
Yeah.
TC. That's good.
Maybe this is too behind the scenes, but I've been like for weeks trying to figure out what the TC music bed is.
There we go.
I'm so glad we finally got it.
Yeah, there we go. I'm with him on Cam Johnson. Today, TC and I've been with him a lot lately.
Yeah.
Today, TC and I, we're on opposite sides of the fence. Other than Cam Johnson.
Why?
Yeah.
What's
I mean, he said he disagreed with me on Klay.
Klay. Yeah.
A lot of things. And that happens.
Man.
That happens.
Did TC just produce a segment for us? He's like, hold up. I'm not.
He did.
Before y'all let me go. I got my music now.
Very well done.
Let me ask you this, though, real quick about TC, because Manny Too Legit got a legitimate
But you can't compare
question.
the Monk situation to the Klay situation.
No, it's different.
Yeah.
He said, why are you on 95.7, TC? Is that what he just calling everybody, huh?
Yeah.
Even down in the Bay.
Thought about that. It's a different market technically, so it's like.
It's okay?
And I've heard him on this station. He admitted it. It's not like, hey, we heard you on the station. Oh, yeah. I mean, he freely admitted it. So.
We need an exclusive deal with TC.
It's going to be expensive.
It's going to be, it's going to be costly.
We're going to have to negotiate.
Yeah, get an exclusive deal.
Do those other stations, do they play your music? Do you have your own music on those
Right.
other stations?
That's what I'm saying. We all the love here for TC.
Negotiate a weekly spot with him.
Right. Compio says not his best call, however. Not his best call. It was a good effort, though.
Oh, it was
a good
solid.
effort. Yeah,
I didn't agree with it, but it was prime.
good.
TC always brings
According to what metrics? What are we evaluating this on?
I was rock solid. Because he brought whether I agree with it or not, he brings, the passion.
I'm telling you, if people aren't on our YouTube station, YouTube page, Sactown Sports 1140, you got to check it out. Russell, Kings GM, says he's Mitch in a different package. Let's get straight. Hey, throw shade out there. Mitch about to call in too.
Yeah. When we come back, what's this about Mike Bibby and his number getting retired? Where do you stand on that?
Ooh, okay.
I have a feeling Drapes and I are going to disagree on that.
Yeah, I think we will too.
Next on Sactown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now's the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Five Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sactown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sactown Sports app.
Boy, Drapes got us scared today. Pull into the station, and my wife Sheena was going to have lunch with one of our daughters and some friends, and she left about 12:15, whatever. So I get to the station, and I got a text from my daughter, and she asked, "Hey, do you know if Mom is coming? Because she won't answer her phone, and she's not here." And I'm like, "All right, I don't know what's going on, but I'll go look for her." So I call her. She's like, "Yeah." I said, what's going on? She said, "Oh, yeah, I was just in a different room of the restaurant. We're good. So she was there the whole time.
Was she got a private room or something?
I don't know what happened.
Like,
I don't know.
Which restaurant was this? Must be some high society kind of thing. You don't want to name drop or what?
I would, but I forget.
What? Applebee's? What?
No, sir.
Sizzler?
I don't believe it was Applebee's.
Red Lobster?
Yeah, I don't think
Olive
so.
Garden?
Hey, that's not funny. Red Lobster's closed.
Yeah, like 40% of the ones you just named don't exist anymore.
Bennigan's?
Are there Sizzlers around here? I
have seen Sizzlers somewhere.
I've never had that before, ever in my life. And I just assumed they weren't around anywhere.
When our kids were at that age where, they liked things there, we were there. We lived at Sizzler,
Oh, really? That was your thing,
yeah,
right?
For a period, there's like, yes, Friday, going to Sizzler.
You know what's so interesting about restaurants like that, fellas? So my grandmother, rest in peace, Grandma, Nana, I call her. Our thing was we used to always go to Red Lobster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was our thing. Every time I went home to Philly, I visited her. Hey, Kyle, you want to go to Red Lobster? Sure, Nana, let's do it. Me and her. So last year, I'm driving back from San Francisco after a Kings postgame.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking about my grandmother. I see a Red Lobster. So I go to Red Lobster. It wasn't that good. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. Why is it that Sizzler, Red Lobster, Applebee's back in my day when I was a young kid, that used to be some good stuff, it felt like. Now you tell somebody, yeah, I'm taking a date on Applebee's or something. We going to the Olive Garden. Now people making fun of you. What happened?
I don't know, but I'm Whitey Gleason, and I love Olive Garden.
Oh, you?
I'm Whitey Gleason, and I love Sizzler.
Come on, man.
Hi, Whitey Gleason here.
How
for Red
obvious is
Lobster.
this? The Carmichael Dave School of Endorsements over here. This guy tried.
You never know.
Right?
Yeah, that's why you stick to bashing ones that don't exist anymore, like Soup Plantation.
Bella Brew. They went to Bella Brew.
Oh, Bella Brew. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
It's a really nice place.
I haven't been there.
Really nice place.
All right.
Yeah, what we used to do, and I don't know why, whenever we went on vacation with the girls, and then the last night of vacation before everyone's back to school, back to work, we would go to Red Lobster.
Yeah.
It became this tradition. And it got to the point where the mere mention of Red Lobster and the girls would start crying, because they'd associate it with, that means vacation's over. So we had to okay, that's not working anymore.
That's how you ended it, huh?
Yeah.
Vacation,
Yeah.
Nice meal, get the biscuits. How about the biscuits?
Cheesy biscuits, the best. Hi, I'm Whitey Gleason.
I think that's really cute.
That's funny.
I think that's cute that you have that memory.
Yeah. Boy.
Those were the
I
days.
never got to try Red Lobster before it was gone.
Oh my goodness, Imran
texting us. He texted you
Cheddar
also.
Bay biscuits for the win. Absolutely.
He used to be a server and bartender at Red Lobster, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that, man. Mm-hmm. What's your most favorite job you've ever had as a child, youth? Like, what was your, this was a great job.
I don't know if I'd say any of them were great, but working at the pet shop was pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't have those anymore. Like the independent pet shops, really.
Well, I think, places like some of the bigger chains that they, they've kind of pushed the smaller places out of business.
Those were the days. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you,
everything.
Cashier? What? Like just
did that
on the floor? What?
Animals for people, clean cages, fed animals.
Enjoyed that. Okay.
Some of it was fun. Some of it was, I've been bitten by a lot of different things.
Oh, I don't know if we need to go there right now. Boom, boom, boom. I'm sure.
Yeah. One time I was working at Moore's Aquarium in Vallejo, and we had this big tank, and I think I was the only one running the store, me and some little kid or something. So it's like, I'm trying to keep track of everything. And there's this huge tank that had these things in there called arowana, which is like a Amazon fish. It's almost like an eel, really big fish.
Yeah.
And there were pacu in there, which are like piranha. And no one ever ordered anything out of there because the fish were big and they were hugely expensive. So someone one time wanted one of those fish. It's like, okay. So I had to go in the back and get the big nets, one net to stick in the water to keep some of the fish on one side so they wouldn't bite me. And then and I'm not paying attention. I take the net, put it in the water, take the other one, put it in the water, and the net was full of cockroaches. Yeah. But I didn't get bitten or anything. And how about you? Getting ice for
Will Smith's dad. That was a one-day job. I worked at a grocery store for one day. Had to clean out the freezer, and that was a little too much. I would say probably it was in college. I worked at the library on my college campus. Talk about an easy job, bro.
Yeah.
I used to check out books. And the thing about this, and I was single at the time, I'm a young. Everybody in college at one point or another goes to the library. You got to go to the library.
Yeah, you have
so
to.
I knew everybody that came in, all the guys, all the ladies. And so I was social back there. That was Winona State University, the great school that it is. Yeah.
I used to be a pretzel vendor on the streets of San Francisco when I was in college.
What?
Yeah. I was good at it too.
What was it? 25-cent pretzels? How much were they back then?
I think they might have been 50 when I
50
started.
cents?
By the time I was done,
Soft pretzels, little soft pretzels.
Yeah. Pretzels.
Kyle, you're pretty quick with that, man.
This is a OG. That might have been one of the first shows I ever met Whitey. Might be one of the first things I ever learned about Whitey is that he sells
pretzels. I was good at it too. I sold more than 1,000 sometimes a day.
Dang.
Like 4th of July. And the holiday weekend, this weekend, big pretzel weekend.
Did you get paid based on the number of pretzels you sold, or was it just a flat rate or fee?
Rate.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that was all right.
Those were the days.
Learn a lot. Learn a lot selling pretzels on the streets of San Francisco.
Pretzels and a pet store. I like that. This was
and a paper route. So all the
the paper route back in the day.
Now, I don't know how we transitioned.
Yeah, where are we going now?
My apologies.
Red Lobster and pretzels.
Mike Bibby was on a podcast, speaking of P words, and Mike Bibby says he wants the Kings to retire his jersey. He was on the OG Show podcast, Mike Miller and Udonis Haslam. So Mike Bibby, and I think everyone's heard it by now. Here's Mike Bibby on that podcast.
I did NBC Sports Bay Area for the Sacramento Kings this year. I had about 25, 30 games that I was on TV just talking pregame, halftime, and postgame. So, I'm trying to get back in there, trying to get around, stay around, and try to get my number retired in Sacramento if they see this.
Tap in, Sac. Hey, what the hell? What we waiting on?
Man. Sabonis just had the number, so he switched this year, so he's going to wear number 11. So I'm hoping that translates into something else.
Mike Bibby, hoping that he gets his number retired. What do you think, Drapes? I know it's your guy. I mean, literally, you have golfed with him.
100% yes. I think Doug Christie, I think the entire starting five from that 0-2 team should have their number retired. You got 3 of them so far. I think Mike Bibby, yes, 100% should have his number retired. Vlade's retired?
Yes.
Vlade played here 6 seasons, 6 great years.
He's also a Hall of Famer.
Mike Bibby, 6.5 seasons. Now, are we, putting, retiring Vlade's number because he's in the Hall of Fame or what he accomplished here in Sacramento?
Yeah, it wasn't my decision.
Usually you retire guys for what they accomplish to your organization.
Yeah, I agree.
Mike Bibby will forever be tied to the greatest era in Sacramento Kings basketball. Put the 10 up in the rafters.
I would not, but I understand and can't really say. It's not a matter of whether he deserves it or not. I just think the standard should be higher for something like that. Like I look at the Chicago Bulls, and for the teams that won 6 championships, they have 2 guys whose numbers are retired: Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. And to me, that's otherwise you just retired too many people's numbers. That Kings team didn't win anything. I think it's fine to be a really, really good player on some really good teams, and that sometimes should be enough. Now, if they ever do it, I'll go. I'll salute Mike Bibby. I saw the shot. I was there when he made one of the great shots in franchise history. So I get it. I understand. I'm not going to say, it's criminal. But if it were up to me personally, I would not retire any more than numbers of any of the players on that team.
Would you have retired Vlade's number?
Probably not.
Okay. All right. I'm seeing where you're standing. So let me ask you this then.
And I will tell you, at the time when they did that, and obviously Vlade was great, it did seem like a little bit of the, wow, no one's coming to the games. How do we get people to come to the games? Let's retire Vlade's number.
Is that, it was
that's kind of what it seemed like.
A fan, ploy to bring fans into the building kind of thing.
What it seemed like to me at the time.
Well, I mean, here's the thing though, Whitey. One of the things you said was that team didn't win anything. There are a lot of franchises who didn't win championships.
True.
And so should they not retire jerseys? Like if you don't win, you shouldn't have, my thing with Mike Bibby, you could argue statistically he had a better Kings career than Vlade Divac.
Yes.
Statistically, I'm talking about. And Bibby was sort of in his prime here. Divac, not necessarily, I don't think, in his prime when he came here to Sacramento. He was still very, very good. He had 16-10, 14-10 or something like that, a couple of seasons. But if you're going to retire Vlade, I feel like Bibby deserves it. If that's your standard, the bar that you've set, I think Mike Bibby should be
I can't
retired.
disagree with that. Like I said, I would not have retired Vlade, but you're right. If that's the standard.
If that's the standard.
You were onto something, Mr. Whitey Gleason, because Vlade Divac's jersey was retired on March 31st, 2009. On that day, the 16-56 Sacramento Kings
serious?
Were playing against the New Orleans Hornets. So they retired his jersey at the end of the worst season in the history of the Sacramento Kings.
Wow. Here's the thing, though, and I'm looking at Mike's numbers. That trade, getting Mike here, really took the Kings to the next level.
It did.
Vlade was already here. You bring in a Mike Bibby for Jason Williams, bam. Now all of a sudden you're going to Western Conference Finals. Now all of a sudden you're winning 60 games.
The curious thing is you could actually, Drapes, I don't know how exactly to explain this, but you can make a really strong case for Jay Will as well because of what he meant. Everything you just said is absolutely true. They were a really good team, flashy. Mike Bibby comes, and it wasn't just him, but he was a missing ingredient. Boom! They were a contender.
Yes.
But what Jay Will brought here, you can make a strong argument that 55 should hang from the rafters.
Really?
Now, if you did that before 10, that's probably going to be seen as a little disrespectful.
Tell me about Jason Williams' relationship with the city and the fan. Like, I know he's flashy. I know he's exciting. But he was very young when they traded him, right? What was he? He just had finished his third year. Only 3 years in SAC.
Could somebody help me with that? Give us a call, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Drapes obviously knows basketball like very few.
Was he, was it a heartbreak when, he got dealt and were people like, oh my gosh,
It was.
It was
a good reason why we'll get into that when we come right back here. And what do you think? Mike Bibby, number 10, should it be retired? As we roll on with the Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Temperatures will start in the low 70s on Independence Day, but we'll be back in the triple digits quickly, headed for a high of 108 in the afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
The 4th of July sales event is here at Folsom Lake Kia. Special offers on your favorite models. Plus, buy with $0 down on approval of credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Hello there, Whitey here reminding you with this 4th of July holiday upon us, not all gas grills are created equal. You want to bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals this summer with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers with features other grills cannot match. They're built different. They're built better. They're built to last, made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. $100 off select Napoleon models. Check on that as quickly as you can. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Lowe's knows owning a project means owning the right tools. And during Craftsman Days, you can save big on what you need from a brand you trust. Get a free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of the V20 string trimmer or leaf blower for only $99. Find these savings and more today. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 7/10 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The Drive Guys, live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
Mike Bibby has made it known that he would like his jersey number retired. He was on a podcast, the OG podcast. What did I say that was again?
Yeah, the OGs with Haslam in
Mike
them.
Miller
Yeah.
and Donis Haslam. Yeah, so he said, I'm doing things on the Kings again. Hope they retire my number. And he's obviously keeping track of the number because he says, Sabonis is not wearing that number anymore. So hopefully they can.
Yeah, now's the time to do it. Yeah.
Would be a good time to do it. I'd like to see Jerry Lucas's number retired.
Yeah.
I may have to give up the ghost on that one. We were mentioning Jay Will. Is there any chance his number will be retired? Yeah. And it's interesting because we have people on the chat pointing out that he was only here a couple of years. Bibby was a better player. And then you have someone else saying Jay Will was an absolute legend. The thing was about Jay Will, he was here and he had a hand in transforming the image of the Kings.
Yeah.
Mike Bibby made them a better team.
Right.
They were a legitimate contender. Jay Will captured the imagination of fans around here. He wasn't as disciplined as a player, but you asked the question, what was it like when he was traded? Shortly before he was traded, it might have been the day before, Joe Maloof said he would not be traded.
Really?
Because I think he said he's my mom's favorite player. We're not trading him. Then he got traded. So you can imagine what that was like. But then the Kings were so good, everyone for the most part forgot.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah.
Which is kind of similar to, I think, what's going on now. For as much angst as there is over the Kings not doing anything yet, if they do something, whatever it is, and it works, no one's going to care that it took them a long time to do it.
Right. Whatever you do, if it works, if you got to give up a player that you don't want, we've seen it before. Tyrese, people cried about that. Ultimately, it worked out. You mentioned the trade of Jay Will. That worked out. And so, no, if you're Monty, man, whatever you do, and I think we all agree, as long as it works, we're okay with it.
Mm-hmm. Russell, Kings GM, says people get too caught up in the Jay Will highlights. He wasn't that good.
Damn.
He wasn't as efficient as Bibby, but the thing is, it's not just the highlights. The way he played, Drape, seriously, you could walk by a playground and you would see you would see kids in Sacramento, and you could tell that, they've
been watching Jay Will, huh?
Because it's like, that's a travel.
Oh,
that's a travel. But all the passing and the
right.
crazy stuff, he, like I say, captured the imagination of basketball fans here. And Weber, too, because it was such a great passing team.
Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at, just his numbers. Wasn't efficient, but, you go to the playgrounds, everybody wanted to be like him. Sort of like, and don't take this wrong, and don't jump on me, Kings fans, about this, but let's say a guy like Allen Iverson. Iverson wasn't the most efficient player. It's not like he was a 50, 40, 90 guy, but just the flash, the heart, the way he played, it was sexy. It was something, we hadn't really seen a whole lot of. And I think Jay Will, you look at his highlight package to this day, it's still entertaining. You know how it is. It's like old players from the 60s, 70s, you watch their highlight package and kids are like, oh, that wasn't anything. J. Will today would still be a box office attraction.
Mm-hmm. One of my regrets as a basketball fan is I don't think I ever fully appreciated Iverson when he was playing.
Man, that dude was a spectacle.
But the one thing I recognized even then was that he played so hard.
Right. He played
so hard
because
he was so small.
Yeah, so small. And just that guy was a rock star, man. Wherever he went, like, you know, at times the team wasn't great. The team wasn't good. And then when they were good, it was, like I said, I remember I was working in Wisconsin, and I went to a Minnesota Timberwolves game in Iverson, and just the buzz around it. You know, Whitey, I always say, you know, you can tell a superstar by when they walk in the room, everybody either gets quiet, like there's like a buzz or a hum.
Like an aura.
Yeah, an aura. That's how it is with Allen Iverson. When he walked in, everybody, like, all eyes were on him. It was amazing to see.
Speaking of highlights, I saw something today on X, and I retweeted it, and it was Rasheed Wallace.
My guy.
And I think Zebo was in there too. And they were talking about playing with Domas's dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they show highlights some of the passes he made.
Oh, because in Portland there. Yeah.
Domas is a really good passer,
yes.
Right? His daddy was even better.
Even better, huh?
Yeah. His daddy was kind of like Jokic before Jokic.
And we didn't even see the best version of his dad over here.
No.
That's what's so crazy about it. You know, like, man, I would have loved to seen Arvydas, you know, in his prime back then. Man, you're right about that, though. The passing big men. Like, when you talk about all-time great passing big men, let's throw Jokic, Arvydas, Bill Walton.
Yes.
You know, at later, you know, especially with the Celtics in 86. Even with Portland, they used to run a lot of things with him. Vlade, C-Web. I mean, that's probably the hierarchy, if you was Wilt the great passer? I just remember, you know, but it was different, you know.
I love that you're asking Whitey as if Whitey's watched him play.
I mean, but, you know.
I saw him a little bit.
I see videos of Wilt and people, you know, and passing, you know, they're running action through him, and he's, you know, same thing with Bill Russell, the handoffs, but not necessarily the.
Would you believe that one year when he was with Philadelphia, not in average per game, but in total assists, I believe he led the league.
See, there you go. Can I tell you a Wilt story real quick?
Yes.
All right. This is not a Wilt story. It's having to do with Wilt. Me and the kids were scootering around Sacramento the other day, Saturday. We're in downtown Sac, and we come across this bookstore, Beers Books on R Street. Anybody know about it? Check it out. 5th, 6th, 7th, and R, something like that. And I had never been in there. So I go in there, and there's this biography of Wilt Chamberlain. I'm like, I haven't read a book about Wilt. I got to get this. So I go up. It's only $6. I'm like, it might be used or something like that. Bargain. So I go up there, and I'm like, yeah, I need this book. And he's like, oh, Wilt, that's a great book. Guess what? He said, we have a book from Wilt's personal library here if you're interested. I was like, really? I was like, go get it for me. He went and got it. And sure enough, it's authenticated. You open it up. This book belonged to the personal library of Wilt Chamberlain.
Really?
It's the autobiography of Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Wow.
Yeah, so I said, let me get that too. Excuse me. And so I bought that also. So I got Wilt's biography and then a book that was in Wilt Chamberlain's personal library.
That's amazing. Was it, I mean, it's none of our business what it cost, but what is it, like, reasonable, or was it like a
No, it was cheap. It was like
okay.
$6. Like,
Really?
Yeah, it was just on the shelf with everything else. And I was like, how'd you get this? He's like, I don't know. Sometimes we just get books that come in. I was like, really? And so, and it's authenticated right there. And so, yeah, that's a talker right there. Somebody comes over, they checking it out.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Sam joining us on Sactown Sports. Hello, Sam. How are you?
Hey, good. How you guys doing today? Good?
Yes. What's on your mind?
Well, I've been watching basketball since George Mikan back in the 1950s. I'm still an original season ticket holder of the Kings, where I have not shared my tickets to anybody since whenever I came here in 1985. And J. Will is the best passer that I have ever seen in the NBA.
Ooh.
There's nobody. If you watch the highlights, there's absolutely nobody. Go back to Kuzma, whoever you want to talk about. Nobody. The guy from Rick Barry and those guys. But nobody outpassed Jay Will. So it's the best highlight film I've ever seen, and I would show any young kid growing up. That's the highlight film, and if he wants to see how a basketball player passes.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
Sam.
fourth.
Yeah, you too.
Right.
Thank you. I know all the time
Thanks,
I say,
guys.
thank you. I know all the time I say, well, Jerry Reynolds says this. But Jerry Reynolds, Jerry is a huge Pete Maravich fan.
Yeah.
He's a huge Jay Will fan. Jerry told me Jay Will could do more things with the ball than Pete Maravich.
What?
Yeah. I was like, in my brain, there's that can't be true. But Jerry's, and he saw them both a lot. Jerry Reynolds was at a preseason game of the Hawks once where the Hawks had Pete Maravich and Julius Erving.
Wow.
He said, it would have worked.
It would have worked, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But Julius had to go back to the ABA because the courts said that's a violation of his contract. But anyway, yeah, Jay Will, there's no question as far as what he achieved here with the Kings as a player. It wasn't what Bibby did, but just in terms of what he could do with the ball and the things that produced highlights.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. Yeah, I wish I would have, been here in Sacramento when Jay Will was running things. That team, man, just the excitement surrounded it. I mean, I could only imagine.
Yeah, they were fun. The Kings are fun now, especially 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
That was fun. That team, as you can imagine, what Kings fans have been through. And then all of a sudden it's like, we have a team that everyone wants to watch.
Exactly. Yeah, and to your point, Jay Will sort of ushered in that era of the Kings, must watch. Then, you trade for C-Web and then bam, it takes off and you add Bibby. I mean, man, that's a master class in how to build a roster too, when you look at it. Yeah, the way they accomplished that.
The other thing about Mike Bibby, and I know Chris Watkins mentioned this, I remember at the time when it happened, they had that great team and then they spun off the pieces and Mike was the last one left. He was the last one. He was left holding the bag.
Yeah, last one.
Peja was gone and Webb was gone and Vlade and Doug, but he was the last one left before he got sent, I think, to the Hawks.
Yeah. So you're out on Bibby. I'm in on his jersey being retired.
Yeah, and I feel bad saying that, but my standards would be a little higher. And the argument that you had, though, is irrefutable. If Vlade is your standard and he's in, Bibby has to be in.
Yeah, that's what I think. I agree. Mike, 6.5 seasons, Western Conference Finals, big shots. He checks all the boxes, from a franchise standpoint, the Kings franchise standpoint.
Coming up top of the hour, we got Tony Jones with the latest, right? On what's going on with the Jazz and Markanen. And when we come back, the clear NBA offseason winner so far is next, Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Temperatures will start in the low 70s on Independence Day, but we'll be back in the triple digits quickly, headed for a high of 108 in the afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
It's the 4th of July sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where you'll find the largest selection of vehicles in Northern California. With unbeatable deals and amazing financing options, there's never been a better time to drive away in your dream vehicle. The Roseville Auto Mall, where your perfect ride awaits.
Celebrate July 4th with the hottest deals at Lowe's. Right now, get 2 select 2 or 2.5 quart red, white, and blue annuals for $10. And buy 2, get 1 free on select paint and exterior stain via Lowe's gift card rebate. Shop these deals before they're gone, because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Annuals offer in-store only. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Paint. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details while supplies last.
Psst. Hey, I have a secret. I use Secret Whole Body Deodorant because more than just my armpits stink.
Oh, can I use it where my bra rubs under my...
Oh, yeah.
And what about down there? My...
Totally. 4 out of 5 gynecologists would recommend it. So I tried it, and now I get 72 hours of freshness from my pits to my...
Ooh, I love that it's a spray.
Me too. And it comes in sticks and creams too. Go get your Secret Whole Body Deodorant.
Quick Quack Car Wash takes the drama out of keeping your car clean.
Let's wash the car.
Don't spray the hose inside the car. Our convenient wash packages make it easy to get your car soaked, scrubbed, and on your way. Protect your car from sun, rain, and pollen with a ceramic duck wash, and get our in-wash light show and an unbeatable clean.
Oh, the kids filled the gas tank with water.
Of course they did. Quick Quack Car Wash. Come in today to try our new tropical scent wash.
Hey, California. Cellathon means big savings. Cellathon means great selection.
Sellathon means 6 days to save. So visit your California Ford dealer now through July 8th and get great offers across the lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. Like the built Ford Tough F-150, part of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 47 years and counting. Or the adventure-ready Ford Bronco Sport, with GOAT modes to help you conquer the great outdoors. And the always electrifying Ford Mustang Mach-E, with 0 to 60 thrills and 0 emissions. It's the Ford 4th of July Sellathon. That means choices. Whether it's gas, hybrid, or all-electric, now is the best time to get behind the wheel of your brand new Ford truck or SUV and drive it home today. But hurry, these offers absolutely end July 8th. So go to your California Ford dealer today. Based on 1977 to 2023 calendar year total sales.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
Remember when baseball was a thing? Today, I think they're still in the process, technically, Major League Baseball unveiling the starters for the All-Star game, which is coming up July 16th. And Kyle, I'm sorry to tell you, but no Oakland A's were selected to the starting
What?
lineup. Yeah.
They got it wrong again, huh? Oh, man.
Now, that's, to me, one of the worst rules in sports. We talk about jersey retirement. Where should the VAR be? In baseball now, where every team has to have an all-star. I mean, that's
no, it's not. Yeah. I
it
mean,
cheapens it.
I mean, it's been that way for,
so
it's, but no, I hear you. And the one thing about baseball, and you tell me, I don't follow it maybe as much as some of the other sports. Why is the NBA All-Star game the only one where the snubs are being talked about? Like that's a hot topic. Oh, this guy shouldn't have been on. He should have been on. Baseball, because there's so many. Like NBA is so few and baseball so many. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it used to be a bigger thing in baseball. Now I think people just don't care.
Yeah, they don't care.
Baseball, so many guys like, I'm not playing, and then so pretty soon, there's like, I think it's been like in the 40s, the number of people that have been. Well, actually, it'd have to be because you got 25 on each team, but the number of guys in a given year that are deemed all-stars, it's like, that's a staggering number because so many guys say, I can, or I don't want to. And then you end up with, all right,
fill in.
And then you got like, there's 65 all-stars. It's a little, cheapens it a little bit. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We talked to Raph on Sactown Sports. Hey, Raph, how are you?
Not too bad, guys. Trying to stay cool here out in Lincoln.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that, and thank you for hanging on. We appreciate it.
Hey, just one thing I think we're missing is talking about the brand and what our brand is.
Yeah.
And our brand here in Sacramento is developing talent, trusting our scouts, and trusting our coaches. And I think you're going to put yourself in a position where you're going to invalidate a lot of those things that you've already done so far to build this brand. As a long-suffering Patriots fan, I shouldn't say suffering anymore, is that how many years has it been where Patriots fans were always saying, if we just had so-and-so on offense, if we could just get, the coach to or the front office to be able to bring in this talent on offense. And you're 9 Super Bowls, 10 Super Bowls later, you're trusting again what it is that kind of got you there. And I realize that we're not at that point as far as having that winning culture, but we're almost there, and it's close. But what it will take is, I think, a little bit more of that development and not swinging for the fences, and trusting what it is that we have and what it is that we're doing going forward. And if you end up doing that, I think the talent will come to you rather than you having to find the talent. And I think when you get to that point, you're going to have players who are willing to sacrifice a little bit more money for the security of being able to win, or the knowledge of your coaches are working for you, or that your front office is going to do the best for you in trading you to a team that gets you closer to home, whether it's Sasha, flying from Toronto to home, or whether it's off night, being able to go to a place where he can get some more minutes and get some more time.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. So patience, the process.
Nah.
I understand what Ralph is saying.
I say it. Yeah.
I don't think fans would tolerate that. It's much too reasonable.
Right. You know what? It's almost like, when you look at a team like Atlanta, Miami, some of these teams that are like 8th seed, 9th seed, 7th seed, it's saying almost bottom out, because the problem with the argument the last caller just made, the Fox and Sabonis, their timeline is now. If we had a bunch of 20-year-olds, 21, 22-year-olds, I'd agree. Let's let them develop. Let's let them see. But our guys are ready right now, and we need to capitalize and take advantage of their prime. If we had a bunch of Keegan Murrays, okay, I get it. But in today's NBA, Whitey, you know how it is. You got to strike while you can. And who's to say in 3 years, Domas might not be as good. De'Aaron, be older. It just doesn't happen like that. Like I said, if we had 22-year-olds, and if we had a stockpile of 20-star 22-year-olds, look at the Orlando Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Franz Wagner, Paolo Banchero. Those are 2 young building blocks.
Jalen
Suggs. 3 young. We got 2, in NBA terms, middle-age building blocks. This is their prime right now. So we got to capitalize. We can't be patient with Domas's and Fox's prime right now.
If you got Cam Johnson, wouldn't that kind of be the best of both worlds? I know he's not a huge star. Yeah, he didn't even start. I don't think, right? For Brooklyn, or maybe he did with Bridges. I don't think
he did, but then he didn't. Yeah.
So he wouldn't be like, wow, they brought on a big star, but he would be somebody who would augment what you're doing. So that would help. But then I think you would still probably need another. We still need 2 new players, I think.
Yes. Let me ask you this.
And I think they're looking at a forward, the 4, and a 2. They're looking at an off guard and a power forward, I think.
Something's up with Cam Johnson, and I'm just now looking at this, Whitey. This past season, 58 games.
Yeah, he's a little
prior to that. The season before, 42 games.
Yeah, you're right.
66. That was no, that wasn't a shortened year. Then 60, then 57. He's been injury prone, or dealt with some injuries.
Broke his hand once, but I don't. It's a fair point. I don't recall the nature of the other injuries.
Yeah, I'm looking at his time in Brooklyn. If I do the math, 60, 85. He played in Brooklyn only 83 games over 2 seasons, or a season and a half, if you will. Yeah. And then Phoenix, 17 games before that. I don't know. I didn't know he was missed that much time with injury.
Again, that gets us back to the fact that there's a reason why these guys that are available, there's a reason why they're available.
Yeah, you're right about that. 28 years old, turned 28 in March. Yeah, darn. Everybody got warts right now. Yeah. Everybody got a little warts.
William on Sactown Sports, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1148.
Well,
Hello, William.
If it's 104 in Sonoma, it's got to be blistering over there.
Yes, you don't even want to know. 327 degrees,
yes.
I think.
Celsius.
So listen, I agree with everything you just said. I don't think draft capital is a big deal anyway. Let's be honest. Let's take a look at the last 7, 8 years, 10 years. How well have we done in the draft?
Yeah.
So if we could get somebody to bite on a few future picks and get the talent in now, I think we give it up. If it doesn't work, we trade some players. We get the draft capital back and rebuild. So I think Monty's got to take a chance and quit messing around before somebody else steps in and maybe takes the player we want. And then, it is. I think you're right. It's right now. We got to go. We got maybe a window of 2, 3, 4 years. And I think that's where it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got a crazy idea. You're
Crazy
gonna call me nuts.
All right.
No, it's crap.
All right, let's hear.
All right, William Sonoma, what do you got?
Okay, so we need another functional big to spell Sabonis, right?
Yeah.
Let's bring Boogie Cousins back for 13 minutes a game.
Go ahead, Whitey.
Thank you for calling, sir. I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
Oh, no one wasn't he just MVP of the where was he at? Puerto Rico, China.
You're right. I was going to say China, but I think
neither of those.
Where was it? Mexico
I believe it's Taiwan.
Taiwan League. Yeah.
Yeah. It's you're like you said, it's crazy. That ship has sailed.
Dang.
Yeah.
Can't go home again.
Speaking of ships, yesterday I happened to see Chuck Swirsky tweet this Einstein quote.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it applies. I mentioned it yesterday, but I think it applies to Monty. And the quote is, a ship is safest in the harbor, but that's not what a ship is built for.
That's true.
So, you know,
that's true.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's not built for that. What is a GM's job? To build a champion. You're 100% right.
Rich in San Diego. We go from Sonoma to San Diego, up and down this wonderful state. Hello, Rich. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Alias Dr. Diego. I got some help for Drape's there with his knees. Okay.
All right. What you got? Oh, okay. What you got, big fella?
I gotta help you out. You know, you're telling me how freaking old you are. You're just a baby still. Okay. I just turned 69 last May. Okay. So you're just a babe in the woods, okay?
Dude, I'm old in life experience. Yeah, you don't know my life. I lived a hard life. You don't know.
Hey, so did I, brother. Okay, so did I. Okay, we won't even go there. But I'm 69 and feeling fine. But you know, I want to let you know I've had some knee issues and this and that. And my wife and I were in Egypt about 2 months ago, and we went through the spice shops and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some good advice about when you got a problem with your joints and your knees and this and that, you get turmeric, right?
Turmeric,
so big old bag of this turmeric. Yeah. And I've been making a smoothie every day at lunch. That's what I have at lunch. It's a smoothie with turmeric, like frozen bananas.
Yeah.
Throw in a tablespoon of turmeric, right?
Yeah.
Add some of that peanut butter powder you can get at Costco, you know, mix it all together.
Yeah.
Little almond milk. And I'll tell you what, my knees have been doing a lot better. And I recommend that for you before you start going and talk about knee replacements and crap. Okay?
All right.
Thank you, Dr. Diego.
No, he might be that helps with inflammation and stuff like that, right?
FYI for your inflammation.
Yes, it's helped a lot of people that. And it's got a lot of
antioxidant properties.
But I want to also tell you guys a funny story real quick about you talked about golfing, you know, in Sacramento, getting up early and stuff.
Yeah.
Keep the heat, right? Because I lived in Sac a lot of. I was raised there, right? And my dad used to work at McLeod Air Force Base, and he would take my brothers and I out to Hagen Oaks Golf Course, right?
Uh-huh.
We played the nine holes, red or the blue. This was in 1969. I'm not sure if you were even born yet then, right? But what year were you born?
I'm 75.
Okay, yeah, so you weren't born yet. Okay, but this is in 69. Okay, and I want to ask both of you guys and see what your answer is. See who comes closest, okay? So we go play out there at Hagen Oaks around the golf, my two older brothers and I was in 8th grade. My dad would drop us off on his way to work, and we'd have a choice of playing the red or blue. When we get there about 6:30, right as the sun was coming up, right? And we had what was called a student discount card. What do you think we had to pay with that student discount card for 9 holes of golf?
$4.
Okay. Is that Whitey? Is that your guess?
Is that $4? Now it's $2.50. I'm guessing $2.50.
$2.50. Okay, Drapes. What do you say?
$3.
Okay, guess what? It's 25 cents.
Wow.
Dang.
Thank you, Dr. Diego. I think
All
I
right,
win.
Dr. Diego.
Yeah. You've been listening to a house call from Dr. Diego.
Oh my gosh. That was interesting. Next time, Kyle, we need some Jeopardy music or some Wheeler, some music behind it.
It's like music from some medical shows.
Right?
Yeah.
Man.
Thank you, Dr. Diego.
What is it, Scrubs?
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And thank you, Katie Vieira on the chat points out that I lost it here. Here we go. Boogie is a Taiwan beer leopard, and he was Finals MVP. Thank you, Katie. So,
did you see Katie's follow-up? I like this caller. Better than people role-playing GM and giving 17-step scenarios to acquire a random player we'll never get.
Yeah, what's more important, talking about Jeremy Grant's contract or the turmeric smoothie?
Dr. Diego.
Oh, Katie, that's awesome. That's the comment of the day right there.
Tony Jones is going to join us. He's an athletic insider covering the Utah Jazz. So what's up with Markanen? We find out next on Sactown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Get ready for the Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. This is your chance to make it a summer to remember with incredible deals on select 2024 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles. Kia Vacaville is offering an amazing 1.9% APR for up to 48 months for well-qualified buyers. Or you'll get $1,000 bonus cash on specialty tag 2024 Sportage and Sorrento models. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and start your summer adventures. Imagine cruising down the highway in your new Kia from Kia Vacaville, enjoying the advanced features and comfort of the Sportage or Sorrento. Whether you're planning a road trip or just driving around town, these vehicles are designed to elevate your experience. But don't wait too long. These unbeatable deals won't last forever. Your adventure starts now at Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit them today and find the perfect vehicle for your summer plans. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting. Endless waves crashing on a beach, kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere. Certainly not in California. Not even one piece. Good news? If we work together, we will change it all. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
This 4th of July, celebrate in style with Amy's Outdoor Living, your grilling headquarters. From burgers to brisket, Amy's Outdoor Living's got perfect grills for your Independence Day celebration. See the new Red Hot barbecue brands Napoleon and Rectech. Napoleon grills perfect gas and infrared grilling, and they're built to last. Rectech pellet grills built like a tank and offer the #1 rated grilling app. Free setup and delivery with Amy's for grills, $3.99 and up. Amy's also features Weber, Big Green Egg, and Traeger gas and pellet grills. And you got to see the one I got, the Gosney Professional Pizza Ovens. Oh, my goodness. Add some style to your backyard party with new furniture, and Amy's will pay the sales tax on all in-stock furniture and outdoor decor items. Visit their clearance center in the Sacramento store for scratch and dent savings. Amy's Outdoor Living, El Camino near Watt, and inside Amy Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center.
July 4th savings explode at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
July 4th savings up to $12,000 off Silverado exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, on other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer. And 731
3124.
Made a great deal made up.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your new home for 49ers football in the 916.
Sactown Sports.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
All right, we may be onto something here. We've got the great Tony Jones. He's going to join us in just a moment. He's standing by right now. But before we get to Tony, we want to play something that we want to ask Tony about. Jake Fisher from Yahoo Sports was just on the No Cap Room pod, and this is what Jake Fisher says about Lauri Markkanen and the Kings.
The Sacramento Kings, to my knowledge, earlier this week were close to a deal. I do think that based off of conversations I've had.
Really?
I do. I can't say more than that, but there were calls made to people around the NBA that would have indicated that talks have been legitimate there. And it just, look, like we've written about this.
That was Jake Fisher doing his best William Shatner impersonation, if anybody remembers William Shatner. But what does that all mean? Well, nice enough to join us, Drape's buddy, senior writer for The Athletic, covering the Utah Jazz, Tony Jones. How are you, Tony?
I just want to say thanks for introducing me to Pac. I appreciate that. That's much appreciated.
Yeah, that's what we do here, big fella. That's what we do.
I'm just saying, listen, it's all about you. I was really liking that.
No, we didn't choose that just for you. It's a coincidence, big fella. I don't run the boards too. Now, if I did, I probably would have chosen it just for you. But my boy Kyle behind the board. Tony, what's up, man? What's happening? Is Markanen getting traded? Should I go pick him up at the airport here in Sac? Tell me what's happening, big fella.
Okay, so let's address Jake. I love Jake. I think that he's one of the best in the business. So I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna comment on what he said one way or the other. I will say this: Sacramento's very interested. Sacramento has what the Kings think is a strong offer on the board. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what the Jazz think. And in Utah's stance on Lauri is the same, and it has been the same for a long time. Like, we don't want to trade Lauri, so you're going to have to make us trade him. And I know that there's been a lot of noise the last few days, and and that's because teams have ramped up, right? Like they've ramped up offers. They've actually put tangible offers on the table. Like Sacramento has a tangible offer on the table. The Golden State Warriors have a tangible offer on the table. The San Antonio Spurs, they've expressed a lot of interest. And in all, to my knowledge, 20 teams around the league have called one way or another about Lauri in the offseason for the Jazz. So, I mean, interest obviously is there. Obviously, the noise is there. It's just a matter of, does it meet Utah's threshold? And it's going to be a very, very high threshold to have to meet to get the Jazz to trade him.
Tony Jones, nice enough to join us. So if you could, Tony, as far as you understand it, where is it right now then? Are the Jazz mulling these offers? Are teams waiting to hear back? Are teams still kind of bidding against each other, maybe upping these offers? Where, as far as we know, actually is it right now? If you're the Kings, you waiting to hear back, or where is it from their standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jazz are, first of all, here's the thing. The Jazz are trying to figure out which way they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And, the day before the draft, a couple of days before the draft, they were really in on Mikal Bridges. And if they had gotten Bridges, they believe that there was something in free agency for them to do that would have been substantial. So their first choice and, their first focus for the last month has been finding ways to improve the roster. So, they haven't done anything in free agency right now. I mean, unless we're just going gaga over Drew Eubanks. And, they're trying to figure out, okay, do we continue to try to improve the team, or do we look at this loaded draft class of 2025 and we look at our own first round pick, which is top 10 protected, and to Oklahoma City, and try to figure out a way to get into that top 10. My guess, knowing that they weren't able to get Bridges, that there's really nobody substantial outside of Brandon Ingram on the trade market. There's really nobody substantial on the free agency market. My guess is that they pivot towards internal development and playing the kids, and they have a lot of kids. And if they do that with or without Lauri Markkanen, they're going to be terrible next year. Like, they're going to be, worse than the Western Conference bad outside of Portland. So I think they have to figure out which way they're going to go there. And, and then they have to figure out is what's on the table for Lauri Markkanen. Is it enough to make us pull the trigger, or do we just keep him and renegotiate and extend his contract, and then, potentially just kick the can down the road a little bit?
What do you think Danny is looking for? Is it sort of a Godfather offer like Mikal Bridges? And did that trade with the Knicks sort of signal, what Markkanen's value might be around the league?
They're looking for the offer that makes them say, wow, okay, you know what? Before I get into this, all right, Kyle, like, let's say, before our married days, we bought home somebody that the family did not approve of.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say we bought, me or you, we're, before our married days, we bring home somebody the family didn't approve of. We're at the cookout, and our inebriated uncle, everybody's saying, yeah, I don't like that person. I don't like that person. I don't like that person. But the inebriated uncle was like, yeah, but she is fine. Right?
We all got that one uncle, right?
It almost sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, we got that one uncle at the cookout.
One uncle was like, man, she is fine, though. So the Jazz are looking for the offer that's like, no, we don't want to trade Lauri. We don't want to trade Lauri. We don't want to trade Lauri. But then there's the one person in the front office that like, do you look at this offer? We'd be a fool to say no.
Right.
We have to take this to the owner. And that's what the Jazz are looking for. What that offer is, the only people that can answer that question are the Jazz themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have to have the offer that makes them go to Ryan Smith and say, look, I know we don't want to trade this guy. I know this guy is like super unique and talented, but we can't pass this up. So that's the threshold. That's what's going to make the Jazz trade Lauri Markkanen.
Tony Jones with us from The Athletic, covering the Jazz. As far as possible reasons why they would even consider it, and I know you kind of alluded to this, Markkanen's upcoming extension, expiring deal, is that presenting a salary crunch for Utah potentially? Is that one of the things they're looking at here?
Well, see, that's the thing. That's part of the reason why, they really like this guy. If you go back to John Stockton and Karl Malone, they played their entire careers at Utah, right?
Yeah.
Let's think of every superstar they've had since. Darren Williams could not wait to get out of Utah. Carlos Boozer could not wait to get out of Utah. Rudy Gobert wanted to stay in Utah, but he was a center that was making $41 million a year. Had to trade him. Donovan Mitchell could not wait to get out of Utah. Gordon Hayward could not wait to get out of Utah. So for over 20 years, the Jazz have lost in one way or another every single star player that they have had. Lauri Markkanen is the one that wants to stay. He's the one that wants to be there. And that means something, especially in a market like Salt Lake City. And, so that's also what's giving the Jazz pause. They look at his age. He's 27 years old. They look at his style of play. You know, he plays a little bit. I don't want to be sacrilegious by saying this, but he plays a little bit like Dirk Nowitzki. So, you know, he's theoretically going to age pretty well. You know, you look at him and you say, hey, you know, even if we're on a really youthful timeline, you know, he's still going to be Lauri Markkanen by the time we get good again. So the age isn't a factor. And that all of that goes into why the Jazz have this huge threshold that teams are going to have to meet if they want to trade for him.
Our guy Tony Jones of The Athletic joining us. Tony, we're not going to talk about your basketball game today. We already put that under the microscope, big fella. I'm not going to go there right now. But, you know, I'm interested in our guy John Collins. Is there a market for him? Any talks about him? Also Clarkson. What are those guys doing?
I mean, if you're interested in Jordan Clarkson and John Collins, call the Jazz up by all means. I mean, I haven't heard anything with John. I'm kind of surprised that I haven't heard anything with Jordan. I would have thought that there would be a lot of interest for Jordan on the market. I do know that, you know, the Jazz are of the mind that, you know, if they go young, somebody's got to go. You know, there are veterans that have to go because we have to play these young guys. You know, Keontae George, Bryce Sensabaugh, Isaiah Collier, who they just drafted. You know, up front, Walker Kessler. You know, they just drafted Kyle Filipowski. They drafted Taylor Hendricks last year. They drafted Cody Williams this year. They have kids among kids among kids among kids that they really have to develop. So, you know, I would think that, you know, in terms of Utah's veterans, I mean, they're open for business.
Tony, I'm going to ask you a question that we could probably spend an hour on, and I know we don't have that much time. I appreciate that. But just hypothetically here, you mentioned that right now Sacramento and San Antonio and the Warriors have substantial offers on the table. Based on your knowledge of Lauri, you know him like few do, and I know you don't cover the other teams, but obviously you know the NBA. Of those three teams, which of those do you think would be the best fit for Lauri Markkanen's game?
I think that's the beauty of Lauri. You could put him on all three teams and they'd be amazing. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the beauty of him.
Yeah.
You can play him at the 3, you can play him at the 4, you can play him at the 5. He's going to shoot 40% from 3 on 8 attempts a game. He plays above the square. He's an apex finisher. He's an apex rebounder. He's improved off the dribble. He's improved his isolation game. To me, I think he's one of the most unique guys in the NBA. I mean, there's just not many 7-footers that play offense like this guy. You know, I think probably, you know, if you put him with Wemby, that's unfair. You're making San Antonio great 5 to 10 years. I think if you put him with Golden State, you're making Golden State for the next 2 to 3 years a title contender. Because you look at that, you look at the movement in that offense, and you look at the gravity that Stephen Curry has, and you know, and you look at Lauri Markkanen, you know, he's going to get a ton of open looks. And then if you put him with Sabonis, and you know, you have him running DHOs, and you have De'Aaron Fox on the other end, and Malik Monk, you know, they're going to score, you know, 125 points a game. The question is going to be, can they stop anybody? And if you put, you know, I'll tell you this, Sacramento's not putting Keegan Murray in any deal. I was going to ask you. You know, I've gotten that from a number of sources. And so if, you know, you hypothetically put Lauri with Sacramento, you know, you're putting them with Keegan Murray, you're putting them with De'Aaron Fox, you're putting them with Malik Monk. You know, that's one of the best shooting teams in the league, and one of the best floor spacing teams in the league. It's so, you know, the Jazz know this, and they know that, you know, wherever they trade them, they're making that team really good, and that's just another reason why the threshold is so high at this point.
Tony Jones, The Athletic, joining us on the Drive, guys. Sactown Sports, 1140. Tony, knowing Danny Ainge like we do, I just imagine him sort of like the Godfather, just sitting up there, bring your best offers, bring, like Noah's Ark, bring 2 of everything. You know what I mean? Like he's obviously in no rush to make any kind of move. Could something happen during the season with Lauri, considering he's going into the final year of his deal? He'll be a free agent next year or anything like that. You think, could there still be a possibility if things don't get done during the offseason that, that Godfather offer that Danny's looking for might come during the season?
Well, I think here's some irony for you. Number one, the Jazz aren't going to let him get into the season.
Right.
Like that. They're going to renegotiate and they're going to extend his contract in August. And that's going to get done. They're going to give him the max and, he's going to get paid. But the ironic thing about that is that might actually make him more tradable.
Right. Yeah.
Because now you're Sacramento. And you're like, yeah, do we want to commit 4 unprotected first and 2 swaps and two seconds and, Kevin Huerter or whoever? Do we want to commit all of that for a guy that we might not be able to get in free agency?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, yeah, this guy has a 4-year deal. Let's go out and let's get him. Because, we got him. We're going to have him for 4 years. And so I don't, even if, the Jazz keep Lauri and renegotiate and extend his contract, I honestly don't expect the chatter to die down because, it just makes him a little bit more tradable. Right now, it's a little easier because you only have to get to $18 million because that's what he makes, as opposed to you'll have to get to a bigger number. But you get to the bigger number, then you got the years. Mm-hmm. And now you have Lauri Markkanen through his prime. So I expect unless the Jazz keep him until they're like really good, until they're not trading this guy. I don't expect the chatter to die down.
So Tony, pardon me if this is a misread, but if he might be more valuable if he signs, wouldn't Danny want to sign him knowing that then the price would go up? Or does the fact that right now he's not making that big money kind of counteract that?
Well, I think if he's making the big money, you have to commit better players.
Right.
To trade. So the question is, if you're not committing, like if you're committing a rookie to the trade, you have to commit more picks. Do you have to commit less picks now that you have to commit a better player?
Yeah.
So there's a balance to everything.
I see.
Tony, my last question. From everything you gather, is Danny, other teams around the league positioning themselves for the 2025 draft? And then how strong is that following year draft also? Here in Sacramento, we don't have our pick next year. It's owed to Atlanta, top 12 protected. And that's causing me some angst, big fella. I'll be honest with you. I wish we had a pick in next year's draft. But what do you think about 2025, and do you see teams positioning for that?
The 2025 draft is the best draft I've seen since 2003.
Dang. Ooh. That's LeBron and the boys. Yeah.
Yeah. Darko.
I think it's better on paper than the Wemby draft. Like if you put those 2 drafts together, Wemby's the best player, obviously. But you've got Cooper Flagg and Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper and VJ Edgecombe. I mean, the list goes on. The 2025 draft is really one of the best drafts I've ever seen. And this is on paper, and obviously, people got to go and play. I mean, we thought the 14 draft was going to be generational, and Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker kind of ruined that for everybody.
Yeah.
But, in terms of on paper, in terms of, looking at these kids that are coming out, the 25 draft is the best on paper that I've seen since 2003. And to be honest, the 26 draft is not far behind. There's not much separation between the 26 and 25 draft. So if you are a team without a pick in the 25 draft, I do feel for you. I expect Atlanta to do whatever they can to make sure that pick is in the top 12. And and I think that's one of the reasons why I think the Jazz are going to commit to playing the young guys, because their pick, they have Cleveland's pick and Minnesota's pick. Both of those picks are probably going to be in the 20s, and they have their own pick. That's Oklahoma City's pick, and it's top 10 protected. I think you should expect the Utah Jazz to do anything they possibly can to get into that top 10 next year.
Right.
To keep their pick.
Our guy, Tony Jones of The Athletic. You can follow him, T. Jones, on the NBA on Twitter and
Better
X.
follow him.
Better
Especially
follow
now,
him.
yeah.
Especially with this Lauri Markkanen. This guy has been at the forefront of it all. Tony, I'll see you in Vegas. Real quick question. Any Vegas runs, pickup runs? Do I need to bring my high tops for this?
Bring your kicks. Me and the boys, we are going on next Saturday. Okay. We're all going to the Lifetime out in Vegas where they hoop.
All right, there it is, right there. My guy, Tony Jones.
Thank you, Tony.
I'm bringing my kicks, my knee brace, my Advil. I'm bringing it all, big fella.
Bring a personal doctor.
My doctor. I'll be there.
Surgeon.
Bring it all.
All right, my man. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thanks for jumping on. All right, bro.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
That's good stuff. So 3 teams, right?
At least. Yeah. He said 3. It doesn't mean there's not more,
right.
But yeah.
He knows what? Warriors,
San Antonio,
and the Kings
have substantial offers on the table.
And the Kings offer does not include Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
Yes. Man, in the way he made it sound, Whitey, too, he said 4 first, a couple of pick swaps. Ooh, that's a lot. Would we do that for Lauri Markkanen?
Yes.
Okay. If it doesn't have to include Keegan, and he's right. Like, thinking about it, you got Malik at your 2, Keegan 3, Markkanen 4, and Sabonis 5. That's a potent team.
Yeah. It's exciting, but, I mean, it comes back to that package the Kings can offer. Is it going to be enough? We're back with more on that. Interesting news. We just found out what the Kings have on the table for the Jazz. Not exactly, but we know they have something substantial on the table for Lauri Markkanen. Is it going to be enough? Drive Guys with more next on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Summer. What's not to love? Well, maybe not the scorching temperatures. Every day can't be 75 degrees with a breeze. So I went to Kohl's and stocked up on looks that'll keep me and my husband cool all season long. I got 20% off already great prices on linen dresses, cute jumpsuits, and comfy polos. Plus, I saved $15 because I spent over $75. And I earned Kohl's cash. So bring on the summer heat. We're ready to weather it in style. All thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Offers end July 7th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Temperatures will start in the low 70s on Independence Day, but we'll be back in the triple digits quickly, headed for a high of 108 in the afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
It's the 4th of July sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where you'll find the largest selection of vehicles in Northern California. With unbeatable deals and amazing financing options, there's never been a better time to drive away in your dream vehicle. The Roseville Auto Mall, where your perfect ride awaits.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. Get 6 times longer lasting freshness plus odor protection with Downy Unstoppables in wash scent beads.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
Coach Doug Christie here to let you know it's the 4th of July Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford. All your favorite models are on sale. Get 0 down deals on approval of credit right now. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford. Metro!
Afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sactown Sports.
I don't know if anything's going to come of it, but we certainly have something to talk about after talking with Tony Jones from The Athletic, who covers the Jazz, and he shared with us that the Kings and the Warriors and the Spurs all have substantial, in his words, substantial offers on the table for Lauri Markkanen. What did you make of his answer when I asked him, where is it now? I'm not sure, maybe he doesn't know, where is it right now? Are those teams just waiting for the Jazz to figure out what they like and get back to them?
Yeah, it might be like, when you're selling a house, final bids are due, this date, and because the Kings offer is substantial, but Danny's no dummy, ladies and gentlemen. He knows that's not the best offer the Kings can make. If I'm Danny, he's probably holding out for a Keegan Murray or something like that. Like, Danny feels like he's in a secure position where he doesn't have to make this move. And to Tony's point, when Lauri can extend in a month, then he becomes even more attractive to teams.
Yeah.
Then you're willing to give up more because you're going to have him for multiple years.
Mm-hmm. Edward on the chat. 4 picks for Markkanen. I don't know. It depends on players we're losing too. Joe M. Who would you guard on that team? Everybody could shoot. They would be guaranteed a top 6 in the West, potential contender if they actually mess right and get a few more smaller pieces.
Yeah.
We have lots of thoughts on Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen as a potential Sacramento King. It's also interesting when Tony broke down what Lauri Markkanen might mean to those 3 teams. He says the Spurs would be contenders for years. It wouldn't be fair. Warriors would be contenders. The Kings would score a lot, but don't know if they'd stop them.
Oh, shoot. I know. Where's the defense at in that starting 5? Where's the defense? I tell you what, you bring in the Lauri Markkanen, though, I do think you become a contender. And honestly, I do think the pressure ratchets up on De'Aaron Fox. The team is built. Now go out there and be a star. Go out there and outduel Luka. Go out there and outduel Anthony Edwards. You got the supporting cast. Now you're our guy. Lead us there.
What kind of defensive problems would that pose for the Kings? Let's say you have Domas and you have Markkanen on the floor at the same time.
That's
tough.
If
I've got a guard who's, a really good guard and I can just pick and roll you and pick out which one I want to attack, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Problems. The on ball, yeah. A lot of switching. I mean, think about it. Even the Celtics picked on Luka. They would probably pick on our bigs, our 4 or 5s, get them in action, get them to switch. And, I don't think Lauri's stopping anybody. Domas not a lockdown. That's an issue. That would be an issue, yes.
I read somewhere, I don't think Tony said it, something about Markkanen's defensive versatility. Because I'll be honest, and maybe I'm just, lapsing in the cliche. Yeah. I just think, he's a bad defender. But I have to take a second look at that. I don't think he's a great defender, but maybe he's not as bad as we think. It's just a matter of him and Domas together. That would be a dicey combination.
Yeah, I think so. And, you'd have to have Keegan, guard arguably the best perimeter player, the best 3-4. And then Lauri, I'm looking at some of the contenders, in the Western Conference, let's say Minnesota. Do you put Lauri on, let's say, a Jalen McDaniels, Keegan on Cat and Domas on Rudy Gobert? But then what about Anthony Edwards in that switch? It's a tough thing. I'm willing to see it, though, Whitey.
Well, me too.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
And by the way, I could swear that yesterday I saw either in The Athletic or The Ringer that Minnesota might be in. Yes.
On Lauri?
That's been reported. Now, I'm not saying they have an offer on the table, but it was reported Minnesota has some interest in Markanen or had some. So,
wow. To answer Edwards' question from earlier, Markanen next year only makes $18 million. So you only have to trade one player. Now, maybe Utah says we want Devin Carter or we want Colby Jones or something like that. But to make the money work, you only have to give up one player.
That's a good point.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's tough, man. Because, if you're only giving up one player, and this is a point Tony made, if we were giving up 2 or 3 players, then maybe you don't have to include as much draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're only trading one, how are you going to sweeten the pot? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of draft capital for a guy that may only be here 1 year if you do the deal now.
Pablo joins us on Sactown Sports. Hello, Pablo. What's up?
Hey, fellas. Thanks for taking my call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's up?
I had 2 things. I had some a quick reminiscing about Jay Will, and then thoughts on Lauri Markkanen.
Mm-hmm.
With Jay Will, I remember he came around from college. He had a bit of a bad rep because it was like a marijuana.
Yeah.
But he was known as being really flashy, and we were really happy to have him, especially when it came during a lockout, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a shortened season, and Chris Webber was, he had twisted his arm to come around. But when he started throwing those no-look passes, and he was in the rookie all-star doing the elbow pass, and then he crossed up Gary Payton and on and on. It was so exciting. So double nickel, white chocolate, that's my guy. And as far as Lauri Markkanen, with Keegan Murray, he still has the ceiling, but he's been inconsistent, as we all know, and he's been lacking aggression. Where all that is already built into Lauri Markkanen. So, I love Keegan, but just like with Halliburton, you got to give up to get, and he's a big get. I tell you, he's a 7-footer. He's a stretch 5. He's a double center, like the way the league is going now, and he has an all-around game. And I think they welcome him with open arms, even though we miss Keegan. But those guys don't come around very often at all.
All right.
Well said, Pablo. Although, again, Tony Jones says the Kings' offer is substantial, and it does not include Keegan.
Yeah, not include. But it sounds like Pablo would be willing to give up Keegan. Wow, that's saying a lot. I think when you look at it, Whitey, and, I'm trying to be objective here, Kings fans. Don't get mad at your boy. What sets us apart from all the other teams is Keegan Murray, meaning the package we could offer. And I'm not saying I want to trade Keegan. But if it's just draft picks, don't other teams have that too? And if you're Golden State, you could throw in a Moody. If you wanted to, you could throw in a Kuminga instead. Like who, and so I think right now when you ask Tony where it is, I think Danny's trying to get a bidding war going, drive up the price as much as he can
Pitting
right
these
now.
teams against each other.
Pit teams against
Which,
each
if
other.
that is the case, the third team, San Antonio, is interesting because they have so many young players that they could theoretically package, whether it's a Sochan, whether it's a Keldon Johnson, whoever it ends up being.
It just depends on which of those, if any, Danny Ainge looks at and goes, ooh,
right,
he's the guy I want.
Right, yeah. And they have picks talking about San Antonio. Remember, they got the DeJounte Murray pick.
Just slow down a little bit.
No, we're realists
excited.
here. We're not pie in the sky, kind of people here. We're realists here. And it's exciting, but we're going to have to sweeten the pot maybe to compete.
To your point, Drapes, we're talking about 4 first-round picks possibly to acquire Lauri Markkanen. The Spurs have 4 first-round picks next year in the draft.
Damn.
They've got the Bulls pick, top 10 protected. So the Bulls might be top 10. So maybe the Bulls keep that pick. They've got the Bulls pick, Hawks unprotected, Hornets lottery protected, and their own first.
Thanks, guys. Now I'm depressed. Thanks. I was excited. It's fun.
Happy
4th of July.
If you just want sunshine and rainbows and lollipops, you're in the wrong place.
I want to hope of the Kings acquiring a significant player. Tony Jones gave me hope.
And it's still there. He said they made a significant offer.
And it's on the table now.
It's sitting right there. It's sitting right there.
Uh-huh.
We just need Danny to, accept the offer. It's like one of those online transactions, Do you accept this offer? Hit yes, Danny. Hit yes. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. So it still could come. See, I'm getting excited because, they got their offer in and Keegan's not part of it. But what you're saying is, and I know it's right.
Could that be the holdup right now, too? Kings are in on Lowry, waiting to hear back from Danny Ainge and the Jazz.
Maybe that's it. Maybe Danny's
before they pivot.
Is it going to be Keegan or is it going to be Kuminga first? Who's going to break?
Right, who's going to break
That's
first?
the winner.
Ooh, a game of chicken, right? Somebody's going to have to walk away from the table.
The Spurs are over here like, do you want Chris Paul?
Right. I do think, guys, real quick, like the Warriors are the more desperate team. Like because of Steph's age, where they're at, I think they are the more desperate team. And so whatever package, the Kings offer.
They would match 18 with what they have.
Yeah.
For some of those younger guys, it's probably going to be a couple players from them, right?
Right. I mean, do you throw in, like, you might even have to do like a Moody and Trace Jackson Davis and 3 picks or something like, ooh, that's tough. It's going to be tough to beat without including Keegan.
When we come back, the conversation continues. Also, Kyle Draper against Kyle Ledbetter. Kyle
yeah, let's go.
Whitey's Wayback quiz for July the 3rd. Next on Sactown Sports.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by R.C. Willey Home Furnishings.
I'm meteorologist Heather Waldman in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Temperatures will start in the low 70s on Independence Day, but we'll be back in the triple digits quickly, headed for a high of 108 in the afternoon. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA app.
RC Willey is celebrating Independence Day with holiday savings on everything for your home. Receive an instant discount equal to sales tax on purchases of $599 or more. RC Willey, your home, your way.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. This 4th of July, we know it's right around the corner, and we know what that means. Grilling, hanging with family, for me, even golfing, and of course, riding around in my all-new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. I'm here to tell you this 4th of July is the perfect time to celebrate with incredible lease offers from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. You can drive your dream car for just $444 per month with $4,000 down, or you can enjoy 1.99% APR on select certified pre-owned models. I urge you, go to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton right now. I did it, and it's the best car driving experience I've ever had. From the sales team to the service team, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton treats you right. So get your dream car right now and enjoy it over the holiday weekend. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Stockton today or online at mbofstockton.com. Just tell them your boy Drape sent you.
Imagine the most beautiful panoramic setting, endless waves crashing on a beach,
kids playing in the park. Now, right smack in the middle of your perfect picture, imagine just one piece of litter. It doesn't fit, does it? And it simply doesn't belong anywhere. Certainly not in California. Not even one piece. Good news? If we work together, we will change it all. Clean California. Zero litter is the goal. CleanCA.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
You did it, Boston. The Celtics are NBA champions. It's time to come together and celebrate in style. Go to NBAstore.com right now to get all your championship gear. The official locker room collection with t-shirts for the whole crew. The official locker room hat and everything you need to celebrate the Larry O'Brien Championship Trophy. Celtics fans, it's your time, so get your gear. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
July 4th savings explode at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
July 4th savings up to $12,000 off Silverado exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing or leasing on other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer and 7/31/24.
Made a great deal of Maida.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sactown Sports.
It's kind of funny how so many Kings fans, and I understand, and I'm one of them, say, wow, when is Monty going to do something? Is he doing anything? But then you realize, after we talked to Tony Jones from The Athletic, if the Kings have an offer in, a significant offer,
right,
and it's presented, and that's really what you want to do, you're just kind of in a holding pattern. There's not much more you can do.
You make the offer, you wait to hear it back, wait to see whether the offer is accepted. Right now, it's like when you got a PSL, personal seat license, at you put down your deposit, so now you're in a holding pattern waiting to see if it gets accepted.
But on the other hand, the Warriors are in too, and they've still been making moves.
Yeah. That's what's frustrating. It's like our guys, for some reason, can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Fellas, we can get something done. Let's go.
Well, here's what we have going on now. It's Kyle versus Kyle in the Wayback quiz. And somebody's wondering here, was it Campio?
What'd he say?
Maybe it's Manny. Oh, yeah. One-on-one hoop match, Ledbetter versus Drapes. He says, I think I got Drapes. Manny, too legit.
See, Drapes has got me backing down in the post. That's the problem. I haven't stepped in a gym to lift weights since the 9th grade. So I am scrawny, about 175 pounds. Drapes is gonna.
You're Lauri Markkanen.
Yeah.
Sure. And here's the thing, though, Kyle. I don't think you've ever played against somebody like me. Like, I'm doing whatever it takes to win. I'm the Dylan Brooks, Marcus Smart of pickup ball.
I like you, Drapes. I'm gonna refrain from making the old guy joke here.
I'm like Bill Laimbeer. I mean, no layup rule. You're going in for. I'm grabbing your arm. You got to earn it.
I'm not calling fouls unless it's like, what are we doing here kind of foul. We can
I ain't going to be dirty or nothing like that. I'm not going to be dirty, but I'm not going to give you an easy layup.
He'll try to get in your head. He'll definitely try to get in your head.
I'll definitely get in your head.
Shoot it right right over your fingers, like Kevin Durant.
I'm talking to you the whole time, too. I'm talking to you the whole time.
He's trying to get in your head now.
I'm not worried about that.
Is it working? Whitey's Wayback quiz for July the 3rd. Yesterday, Brendan won for your team.
Yeah, Team Drapes.
Having a big week here. I think you've clinched
This might be a sweep.
I think you've clinched the championship for the week.
See, if I had
We'll see how
cheated
today
for
goes.
Simone, we would have absolutely won.
Maybe so. So we'll start with you, Drapes. All questions are based on things that happened or are related to things that happened on this date. The years we have we only have 5 today.
Okay.
1966, 1983, 2001, 2006, and 2021. Where would you like to start?
2021.
2021. The Bucks on this day, 2021, beat what team to win the Eastern Conference Finals? Schedule had been pushed back a little bit.
This may be the
2001.
easiest question we've ever had.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Hawks.
That is correct. One for you. Over to Kyle Ledbetter.
Yeah, that was lucky. You know what? We're gonna go with my birth year, 2001.
2001. This day, 2001, Kyle Ledbetter, the NBA Board of Governors approved the relocation of what franchise?
Okay, so there's 2 options this could be. I am gonna go with the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Correct.
Oh,
well done.
Good job, Kyle.
Number 1.
Uh-oh, I'm in for a challenge here. Shoot.
All back in your court.
All right.
66, 83, and 06.
06.
2006. This is multiple choice here, so we'll
Okay.
see how it goes. You want to go first? You want him to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Multiple choice.
What manager, this date 06, earned career win number 1,000 in a Giants win over Colorado? Dusty Baker, Bruce Bochy, Felipe Alou. 2006, the manager earning for him career win number 1,000
For him.
in the Giants win over Colorado.
Felipe Alou.
That's correct.
You should sound surprised.
I thought that would be a tough one.
Nah, come on, man.
That's
I'm a
correct.
basketball guy, but I know baseball too.
I knew it wasn't Bochy, but
I
I think
know.
I would have got that one wrong.
Kyle Ledbetter, you're down 2-1 with 2 questions left, so this is a big one for you. 1966, 1983.
Let's go 1983.
All right, this is a closest 2. So you can let him go first if you want, and then you can pick which side you want.
All right.
If you that's the way the game
Why are you
works.
giving him a strategy, though?
Because he's never played
Exactly.
this game.
Let him figure it out on his
Or
own.
you go first. Of course, if you go first,
Yeah,
can
you go
make it.
first. That's
Can I just do the 1966 one now? All right. Then in that case, I'll take the strategy you said.
All right, so you're going to let him go first.
Sure.
Okay.
Terrible. That's terrible.
I'm just letting him know how the game is played.
No, the game wasn't played that way until I told everybody how to do that. All right, go ahead.
1983.
Go ahead.
The Rangers set a record by scoring how many runs in the 15th inning of a win over the A's? A record for most runs scored in a single extra inning. Rangers, 1983, the record. How many runs
remember
in
that
the
game.
15th inning?
The 15th inning.
If you get this right, you clearly have looked
you were in college.
Yeah,
back then,
old jokes. I get it. 9.
Go 9?
Yep.
What do you
I
think?
will go 10.
Correct answer is 12.
I tried to pick a number that was
Not bad.
too hard to go either way.
Not bad.
You see the strategy in that, Kyle, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy.
But with this question, it's like, okay, is Drapes too low or too high is basically my choice there.
Right.
Yes,
And
yes.
so
That's why one time we were doing this and you gave your answer and then Jay gave his answer, but it was like 5 more than yours.
Right. All you got to do
And
is
it ended up
it was
being
in the middle.
Yeah.
Jay didn't.
I
Jay
think
needs
it
to
was a
watch.
tie.
Jay
Yeah.
needs to watch more Prices Right.
All
That's
right.
what's happening.
Exactly. All right. Last one.
Last one.
Tied at 2.
Yes.
Ugh.
1966. We have multiple choice here.
I go first.
Yes. This day, July 3rd. Atlanta's Tony Cloninger.
Oh yeah.
This happened at Candlestick. Became the first pitcher to do what in a 17-3 win over the Giants? All right. First pitcher to do what? Hit into 2 triple plays, hit 2 grand slams, or steal home twice. This date, 1966. Happened at, sadly, it's not there anymore, Candlestick Park.
66.
Yes. Braves win 17-3. Tony Cloninger. First pitcher to do what? Hit into 2 triple plays, hit 2 grand slams.
B.
Hit 2 grand slams.
Yes.
Here's a swing. It's back. It's gone. Draper walks it off. Kyle Draper gets it right. Well played, both sides. Cody Cloninger, this state 66, 2 grand slams. And Kyle Draper wins it in the Battle of the Kyle.
Wow, that was a tough one.
Good match.
You know what we just had right here? We just had a 7-game series where the home team won every game.
It was very impressive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All of us got the questions right. It's just you let Drapes go first.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would have gotten
the defending champ.
I would have gotten all of them right. Just saying.
Wow, that was nice. A sweep.
Yeah.
Man,
I
they
know
need
you
J-Back.
didn't know that, but the way you said it was like you were totally committed to it.
No, because, first, what was the first one? First option?
Hit into 2 triple plays.
Nah, that's
Yeah,
that's for a pitcher. Nah, just
Yeah.
And then the last one was
steal home twice.
And I'm like, would they send a pitcher twice to steal home?
That was one where I was like, there's no chance. Unless they counted like wild pitches as stealing home, I was like, that can't
And then it was a 17-3 game.
Very
so
well
I'm
done.
like, all right, yeah.
Very well done.
Yoo-hoo! Man, that was a nice one.
Yeah, that was one of the most successful weeks for you in the history of the Wayback quiz.
And give Kyle credit, man. He put up a good fight.
He played very well.
He played extremely well. Good job out there.
I am a crazy sports person. I've been a crazy sports nerd forever.
Man.
And you picked 2021. That was probably the easiest one on the board. So well played.
You know my strategy with that? I feel like when you got Kyle, Simone.
I know you said that before.
Yeah, I try to go steal all the ones during when they were born. And then the older stuff, I'm like, they don't know that stuff. So,
Drapes, what's your gut tell you as far as whether or not we're going to have any Kings news by Monday? I think things are going to. Do you think?
Yes, you don't think so?
I just have a feeling that things, and maybe I'm just, I don't want to get disappointed. Things will be kind of quiet over the holiday. I hope you're right.
I hope so. Like we said, the Kevin Durant to Golden State happened July 4th. Mm-hmm. Should we do an emergency pod or something like that if something pops off?
Let's do it.
Like a Twitter Spaces or something like that?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe
fans
we'll do
demand
that.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have that opportunity. Thank you for being with us. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, however you choose to observe it or not. Whatever you do, stick around because we have Infinity Sports Radio next right here on Sactown Sports.